Hello everybody. Welcome to this video game that we're playing that is maybe a weensy bit heavy from time to time. Man, this intro theme's a little bit loud. Let's go ahead and dive in and we'll talk about this a bit. Oh my god, was Birdly making anime eyes at somebody? Probably. Oh, Deltarune. We're gonna get Deltarune Chapter 3 next year. I'm very excited about more Deltarune. Alright, so let's continue. If only so the music is slightly less loud. Alright, so it is Teenage Exocolonist o'clock. I'm officially caught up in my YouTube videos, which is very exciting for me. I will catch up with Aiden soon too. But hello everybody. Last week was a difficult week, I think, for a lot of us. Just so you know, I have never shied away from talking about current events, especially as they are relevant to what is happening in stories that we experience. So, as always, if something that I talk about is heavy or upsetting to you, please practice some self-care. Feel free to step out if you ever need to. But there are escapist streamers, and that is a perfectly valid approach to streaming. And I respect the value of that, but I can't not talk about things if they come to mind. It's hard. I just have to say the thing that I'm thinking. I've gotten better since I was a kid and would just blurt out absolutely everything like kids do, and then people are like, why did you say that? You should not be saying that. You know? But I do these days tend to talk about things that are hard and heavy. So be warned that things may come up about current events as relevant, especially because, I'm going to tie this into Exocolonist, the colony has somebody in charge of it who's not a very good fit for being in charge of a place, who is more interested in his own feelings of self-importance and his ego than what's actually best for the people whose lives are in his hands. Perhaps a little bit narcissistic in the common usage definition of the term. And at least in the course of this game, it feels like rebellion is a possibility and something that we might do. But there are some similarities between that and real world situations. Yes, someone who shouldn't be in charge of anything, let alone a large number of people's lives. Yes. And so, like, as that, if there are parallels, I may talk about those some. One of the things that's so good about fantasy and science fiction is that they give us the opportunity to look at and talk about things that happen in our real world at a safer distance. And I think Exocolonist does a good job with that. And they're not shying away from things either, whether it's commentary about things in our modern real world and extrapolating a future with consequences for that, or showing the emotional and life challenges the characters have to go through. So they know what they're doing. And I will show their work and their writing the respect of taking it that seriously. So last time, some exciting things happened. We made some further progress with Dis and the romance with Dis. And then we failed to protect Solana's father from the Shimmer. which I was pretty... That was last stream, right? Those were in one stream, right? Because I wanted to burninate the countryside and the game would not let me, which is probably for the best. I don't know that Solana actually wants to burninate the countryside, but she was very angry about that. Yeah, so that was some pretty good heavy content as far as like emotionally heavy hitting moments. And it's so frustrating with her dad because I picked up on that sooner. They do telegraph it, like they don't try to keep it secret. And I was so like, I did it. I got it. I have saved him. I've been careful. I've been cautious. I've taken all of the correct actions to protect Solana's father. And there was that moment in the previous couple of streams where it seemed like you had the choice to let him go or not, and I didn't let him go, and I was like, there we go, I've done it. I think we might be okay. Maybe. Obviously we weren't. But so there's like this kind of like frustration that goes into it. Just like there was frustration with the fact that her mother died, and then like just a few short months later, like the food shortage was resolved. And you're like, if she'd only been here a little bit longer. I don't know. It's good. It's the sort of thing that happens sometimes in real life that feels like really poor writing in real life. If that makes sense. Like, no, that's so frustrating. Everything's wrong. It can't work that way. But obviously it can. I really liked Solana's dad. I have enjoyed the opportunities that has given me to roleplay my character, which again is not a thing that I usually do, but kudos to Exocolonist for giving me exactly the right amount of options and characterization to make it feel more natural to me to roleplay in this in a way that I never have with games that have a character that you develop yourself in a game like this, as opposed to an actual tabletop game. So that's high praise, because other games have tried, but they have not managed to make me feel this way. But this game did, and I enjoy figuring out what would Solana do, regardless of what Lauren would do. And it's not even that I'm like, what would Chris do in Deltarune, where I'm like, I think I know Chris's personality. What action would I take that seems to be most in line with what Chris would actually want? In this case, I am making up Solana, and the game is sort of supporting that. So it's fun. It's fun. And we'll see what happens when we play again, if I decide to make another character, or if I make alternate Solana, or what. So the thing is, like, I roleplay. I have a lot of experience roleplaying, but it's in tabletop games. And a lot of experience writing characters as well. And those skills actually do overlap a lot. So I got better at characterization as a writer when I spent more time roleplaying. And running a game helped me with my setting development. So that's good. And maybe one of these days I'll get back to tabletop role-playing. I divorced my usual DM / most common player when I DM'd, so that'll do it. But yeah. So other things that happened, well, there's that whole Lum blew up the center of the colony to blow up some of the attacking fauna for no reason except that he wanted to feel like a big bad hero, and he does not think ahead. He's just really, they do establish when he first shows up, like, this man is not designated to be. Yeah, the thing is, it's like, are they fauna? Are they flora? What are they? Are they plants? Are they animals? On Vertumna, the answer to all those questions is yes. Florina. But can we work in mineral? Florneral? Oh, no, that's a cursed word. We need to come up with something that works. So in case we get one of the game writers to drop by again, we can share our our cursed creation. Flanoneral. Oh. Flanoneral. Okay, blue glass. That's a mouthful, but we can do that. Yeah, that'll work. Also, I've got a slightly different setting on my microphone right now. I think it works. Does that work better? Can you hear me better? Is it too much? Like, because this is me turning that setting off, and it feels drier. Huh. Okay. But if I go like this, oh. Very interesting. Maybe I will do this. Okay. Not just louder, but also just overall better. Like the sound quality is just better, right? That's fine. That's fine. Little compression, little EQ, no problem. It's almost like audio engineers use those things to make microphones sound better all the time. All right, so that's kind of catches us back to where we are. We have, I'm heroic because I went out and encountered the enemy. I'm injured because, not because I encountered the enemy. I'm injured because I got exploded by the explosives that Lum didn't tell anyone he'd set in the courtyard because he wanted maximum drama. That is terrible. Oh, right. Big screen. We can do that. Okay, hold on. There we go. Yes. Injured. Or heroic injured. We're doing great. Physical skill increases go up. But I'll have to relax first, which is fine because I probably need to relax anyway. We get new character portraits. I'm now 50% rebellious, which is not bad. I'll take it. Especially considering that I spent most of the game over here. Solana's gonna be going this way. Let's take a look at our friends and our portraits, shall we? So Solana herself, oh, she's injured, so we won't get her full portrait right now. But we will be able to see it later. You're 17 years old and a fast learner. You've got a knack for finding hidden things or staying hidden yourself. And you get good grades in engineering class. Yes, that is true. I have maxed out perception. I have maxed out engineering. And I'm on my way to maxing out creativity and potentially reasoning or animals of all things. Given that I started with 0 points in animals, like, you sure do pick up on a lot. I think part of that is the timing of going out there with a heroic stat boost. But even so, I like the way that my stats have taken form. But we have new portraits for everybody. Let's take a look at them. Anemone. Oh, that's a military outfit, isn't it? She has become a military person. She looks really... It's funny because she was so playful and happy-go-lucky. You can see kind of like the playfulness in this expression here. But her default expression now almost looks like a different person altogether. She looks really cool. Like, the art is amazing. It's so cool. Like, the artist in this game is really good. But she looks like such a different person. She looks so serious and sad and more reserved. Cal. Oh, on the other hand, Cal kind of looks the same in every single portrait of his. Like, every age of his looks like the same person. Even though he's done his hair up differently, he's got the exact same smile. He looks very strong. I guess he's got some stubble too, yeah. I want to believe there's a group of people who just think that Cal is just the most attractive person. He deserves to have fans. Does the fandom appreciate him? He is definitely not my type in any way. Not even when I thought that I was straight. This would not have been my type. But I really like Cal. He's such a nice boy. I want him to have people who appreciate him. Look at how kind his eyes are. That's one of the things I really appreciate about the art. Like, the kindness comes through. Like, that's part of like why, like, the smile. I do really respect and appreciate how much he looks like the same person while also growing up. Like, that's not easy to do, but the artist totally nailed it, and his kindness is still there. And yes, those are hug-giving arms. This is somebody who would pick you up and carry you if you needed it, or sometimes just for fun. He is a strong and reliable person. Brannaman, hi! Oh my god, this game is so good. We just got the older teen portraits, and I'm very excited about that. I've determined that Cal is the sweetest. Look at his nice friendly smile. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Let's see who we've got. Oh my god. Oh, Tange. She's so pretty. I'm trying to figure out what she's wearing though. She does look ready to do science. She looks like she takes after her foster mother figure too, in the way that she presents herself. I love Tange. It's okay. So Solana is my character. Solana has realized that Tangent is never going to reciprocate her feelings, but they're still best friends. And we've maxed out our friendship. However, oh, look at that! This looks really cool. Solana went from one twin to the other. So this is her almost boyfriend. They're working on it. He looks cool. He looks kind of silly, but he looks cool. I love the multicolor, like almost oil slick shine to his hair. I love that he's still painting his nails. He's still a little bit of a goth emo boy. I wonder what these thingies are. I mean, I imagine that they'll get referenced because the character designs have sometimes gotten referenced. Flower? Oh, is that a flower in his hair? Oh, that's pretty. I love the like sort of Mega Man X-esh legs. I know, Whooper. No, they're so cool. They're so cool. All right, well, this looks very serious and dramatic. He looks a little bit goofy. He has Mega Man X legs. He totally does. And his arms too. Like, these are like sort of arm cannon-ish. And even like the armor type thing. Like, this is channeling X. What are we fighting for? I do really like him. I've been pleasantly surprised. Like, the writing is good, and I knew I was gonna like the characters because the writing turned out to be good. But like, I had this idea of Dis as like an unhealthy partner for Solana, but actually Dis is way more well adjusted as far as his understanding of how to not have an unhealthy relationship. I don't know what he knows about having a healthy relationship, but he does seem to know about not having an unhealthy relationship. Tangent looks so cool. It is interesting to contrast the two of them, right? Like, Dis has this chaotic sort of look to him. Tangent is very reserved. Doesn't she look super cool? Okay, Whooper has to be able to see all of these. So here's Cal. He still looks like Cal. Like, his face is exactly the same except older. He looks like a friend. He has friend eyes and hugging arms. Look at Anemone. Look at how creepy and disturbing it is that she's become a soldier girl. I'm unsettled by that. But she went through some serious traumas, and we'll kind of see how that plays out. Oh my god! I don't usually describe characters or people this way. There is no other way to describe Mars but like hot. She's supposed to be an embodiment of hotness, and they have succeeded. She is drop dead gorgeous, and she knows it. The artist knows it, the character knows it, the game knows it, everybody knows it. My God, that's not even fair. Perhaps it's balanced out by her personality, but she has been improving as she ages. So maybe she'll be even better now, but at the very least, we can all just appreciate. She's so pretty. She is too pretty. Man. Anyway. Tammy, unfortunately, has... But the thing is, I feel like we've actually seen grown Tammy in one of the strange, surreal, alternate timeline moments. Rex? Oh my God. Rex, honey. Rex, honey. He's wearing a little bitty bikini top. Okay, so this game has decided that people deserve eye candy. So, like, all the characters are gorgeous in their own way. So it's like, do you like buffer dudes? Or do you like twinks? Either way, we've got you covered. Very good. Or do you like emo reploids? Do you like girls in uniform? Do you like Beverly Crusher? Come on. Is there anyone who likes women for whom the answer, do you like Beverly Crusher, is no? Probably. But I feel like the answer for a lot of people is yes. I'm just saying. I don't know that I would say that Tangent is amoral. That's the thing. Tangent isn't amoral. She has morals and she has ethics. She's just the true north of her compass is magnetized separately from other people's, but that doesn't mean it's not there. If that makes sense. Yeah, no, Tangent is very likable. So yeah, like, do you like women in uniform? Do you like scientists? Do you like women? I'm sorry. They know what they did, okay? They know what they did. Alright. And then, oh my God. Rex. Alright, what do they do with Nomi? Nomi is still adorable. Nomi is the youngest, and it shows. But also, as they discussed previously, they want to be childlike and innocent. And so I think that they continue dressing and presenting themselves in a very youthful way, intentionally. I tried so hard, Brenneman. I tried so hard, and Tangent is not interested. Occasionally, Solana can't help herself, and she tries anyway. But alas, it was not to be. She has been consistently rebuffed. Yeah, oh God. Alright, so how about Zuko? Zuko still just looks like Zuko. Wait, did Nami get a matching tattoo to Rex? Oh, I wonder if that's just the style of them, or if they're really good friends. Look, I'm not wrong, okay? Like, I feel like they know that he's Zuko, and that's fine. He's not exactly Zuko, but I suspect that if I were to bother talking to him ever, I would uncover his tragic past and find him interesting as a character. However, I have not. Solana cannot stand him and has no interest whatsoever in talking to him. So, this is why Zuko has zero known information. She does not care about him. She cares about Anemone, but not tons. Cal is one of her very good friends. We don't always see eye to eye, but we ultimately want to go in the same direction. Tangent is her absolute BFF / unrequited pining love. This is her sort of almost boyfriend. You can see I know a lot more about these two. They are definitely the kind of characters. They're the kind of people that real world Lauren is drawn to, and they're the kind of characters that in-game Solana is drawn to. Perhaps in slightly different ways, but not much. Mars, I tried to unfriend Mars so hard. And yet, Mars really likes Solana. I kept trying to screw up my friendship with her, and she liked it. So we were rivals. In my mind, I didn't like her. In her mind, we were rivals. So we became friends, despite me. But as she's aged, she's become cooler. Rex actually is cooler and has more depth to him. We unlocked Rex's building project after I'd already given him a bunch of logs. So, but he's the easiest character to become friends with, so we'll become friends with him eventually. Nomi keeps shooting himself in the foot when it comes to friendship with Solana. They're just really thoughtless, and Solana's been sensitive, so I don't know, man. Am I just clicking on Mars's portrait so we can look at Mars again? Maybe. She's so pretty. Oh my god. Like, previously, like, you know, she's pretty. Like, the characters are all really very good looking. Utopia's adorable. Here we go. Antecedent is gorgeous. But anyway. So now we're running around as a sad and emo Solana with, is that a mullet, Solana? I don't think that quite counts as a mullet because it's got these long pieces on the sides. Anyway. So we've looked at that. So we just got the things blown up. The courtyard got blown up. Because, oh my god, she's so cool looking. Oh my god, they're all so cool looking. Anyway, we finished Glow, and Lum blew up the courtyard, and we all got injured, and it was a bad time, and he's an idiot, and we're probably all gonna die. Does Solana have full art? Not that I seem to be able to access right now, because when I click on her, because she's having a moment, she's having a mood, so I don't think. Oh, there was something I was thinking about gear. Don't remember what it was. Anyway, let's talk to people, shall we? Okay, let's talk to Zuko first. Unless you're here because you've realized Rex is a shit-for-brains coward who'd rather dick around than defend his own home. Get out of my sight, Vase growls. I don't have time for weak-willed deadweights like him, and right now that includes you. Yes, this is why we're not friends. I have no interest in talking to you. You jerk butt. Hello, Nomi. Oh my god, they're so tiny. Look at how little they are. Oh my god, they're a little bitty baby. Nomi is playing a game on their holopalm, but they look up and give you a big smile. Hi, what's going on, Solana? I'm just killing time. I never get tired of digger dog. I'm gonna give them, because I've got their crystal cluster, I'm gonna give them the crystal cluster. They're really adorable. Alright. Rex, wait, why do we have a... Did I cross a I didn't cross a friendship threshold with Rex, but we have a thing to talk to them about. Or talk to him about. Let's see what he has to say. Oh. Over the years, a lot of people have started wearing a lot less clothing than you remember from when you were growing up on the climate-controlled stratospheric. Oh my god. Definitely a lot less than the holovids you brought from Earth. Rex, though. Rex has really acclimated to Vertumna's hot, sultry weather. I love that they chose the word sultry to describe the weather. So I can either say, dude, put a shirt on, take your own shirt off in solidarity, which needs empathy, or a woo, I'm not gonna flirt with him. I love that they like basically walk you into friendship and or romance with him, because he is a very free-loving kind of guy. That's one of his attributes. He has spikes coming out of his arm. Okay. I want to take my shirt off in solidarity because I think that's a hilarious option, but I have to think about, would Solana do that? Okay, so the thing is, Solana's interactions with Rex have fairly consistently been Rex. I don't hate Rex. Why would I hate Rex? Solana has, like, Rex has tried to be seductive and Solana's just like, man, no. And he's like, well, why not? She's like, not cuz? He's like, oh, okay. Which is, kind of how Romancing Tangent went. Except Solana didn't try to seduce her. Solana tried to romance her. We've had many platonic hugs, but like, no, there was the time that he was like, let's play strip poker. Equivalent. That totally happened. I'm pretty sure he's been like, you should sit on my lap or I'll sit on yours. Like, he is very comfortable with his own sexuality, which I absolutely respect. Solana's not interested. Kiss poker. Yes, that's yes. But just very much, and Solana called him out on it. I was like, I see what you're doing, man. And I'm pretty sure that I burned some stress points to not lose that one. Oh, man. So with that history together, it feels to me like Solana taking her shirt off in solidarity. It's just like, this is really stupid. Who can play at this game? I'm not gonna romance you, but see how non-sexual taking your shirt off can be. I don't know. I just want to do it because it's funny and because she might tell him to put his shirt on. That is a thing that I could actually see her doing. I think that's the more in-character thing to do. But I don't want to do it. I want to do this one because it's funny. Will you folks forgive me? It's not a flirt option, that's the thing. It's not a flirt option. Solana is bitter and mad. Screw the cultural norms. You know who's wearing more clothes? The soldiers. And Lum, well, sort of, not really. He's also, I think, got cleavage going on. But yeah, screw clothes. Screw the norms back on Earth. Screw the norms on the stratospheric. Screw the helio norms. Like, whatever. Who cares? We're gonna do our own thing. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take off my own shirt in solidarity. Solana's like, whatever. I'm so mad about how everything is going. I'm not a part of your system. You can't tell me what to do. Take my own shirt off in solidarity. Oh no. I'm really glad that raised my friendship with Rex. Oh, heck yeah, Rex says, flashing you a double thumbs up as you free yourself from your shirt. Good to know I'm not the only one suffering out here. We're not all like superhuman never sweats Cal. He laughs and runs his hands over his bare stomach. Sometimes you gotta relax and let it all hang out. I do appreciate that they seem to have equal opportunity scantily claddiness, leaning more towards scantily clad male characters. But they're like, what, we can't show female nipples on this game? No nips for anybody. We will put a little bikini top on our boys. Which I respect. I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually an intentional like direction that they thought through here. All right. You let it all hang out with Rex for a while, letting him chatter about life on the Helio and how different it is here in the colony. I really appreciate that people here don't just expect me to be a soldier, he says. We had civilians on the Helio, but it was kind of like they were just cooks and janitors and stuff. After graduating school, which was like basic military training, if you wanted to have fun, there were only a few choices. Man, like I said, I could say you must have found ways to have fun, which I suspect is going to go in a sexual direction because it's Rex. Or I can say it sounds like it sucked. Which yes, I'm sorry. I think that Solana, trying to be a good listener and a good friend, would be like, oh, well, surely you found some ways to have fun. Solana, the like angry, bitter, things are getting worse. I'm feeling like more of a rebel. I didn't even go to Vertumnan, whatever. It's just gonna, who's like, whatever, I don't need shirts or anything. It's just gonna say, sounds like it sucked. Oh, big time, Rex laughs. But me and Nomi found ways to make it fun. Okay, so he and Nomi are close. That's why they're standing together sometimes. Okay. And why they've got, I guess, the matching tattoos. All right. Maybe I will try to be patient with Nomi for you, Rex. Since we're friends. Oh, we're in a new season. You know what that means? Hug incoming. Yay! Oh my god, look at his kissy face. Oh my god, Rex, why are you like this? He's really funny. He's really funny. Okay, this is good. We're getting off to a good lighthearted start. I'm sure this is gonna continue. This could just be a lighthearted game. No consequences are gonna happen to anyone or anything. Right? Let's talk to Tange. God, she's so cool looking. You spot Tange heading behind the engineering wing and follow, only to find she's disappeared. Then you look up and see an access ladder leading to a maintenance platform by the engine turbines, long silent and starting to rust. Do you have a secret location? Please do not be trying to upload your consciousness to the computer, Tange. I really don't think that's a good idea. You climb to the platform. Tange is there, lying on her back and staring at the sky. A hatch beside her leads back into engineering. That must be how she knows about this place. This art is gorgeous and gorgeously drawn. She looks so sad and tired. I can't help but parallel this picture to the picture of Dis looking up at the stars. She doesn't acknowledge you until you're almost standing over her, your shadow fighting the overcast light. She blinks with the sluggishness of someone who's only just remembered it's a necessity, and licks her lip before she speaks. Do they need me in there? You shake your head, and Tange doesn't sigh in relief exactly, though her eyes slip closed again. Good, she murmurs. It's all too much right now. I thought... Her mouth twitches. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I'm doing up here. So I can either say, are you okay? Or what's going on, Tangent? Honestly, given the relationship between these two, the friendship between them, the way that they talk to each other and the way that Tangent tends to respond, are you okay is not a good... That's not an effective question to ask Tangent in my experience. What's going on, Tangent? Feels much more like a little bit more clinical, a little bit less feeling, a little bit more specific, and a little bit less vague, all of which I think mean that it's a better fit for how to talk to her. But we'll see. We can always load. Tange huffs a small laugh and folds her hands over her stomach. You know, I think I may be burned out or depressed. In Earth movies, depressed teenagers would sneak out onto the rooftops, she says. I confess I don't think I see the appeal. Maybe it would be better if I had alcohol or cigarettes. Tange. This is an astonishing amount of vulnerability from her. But this feels like this, regardless of how these things necessarily have to play out, this feels like this builds on specifically losing Solana's dad, the way that Tange took it so hard, or at least how I read her taking it so hard, knowing that these two are best friends and knowing the magnitude of complex emotion that Tange carries related to parents, and knowing how Solana's father is in some ways the literal opposite of Tange's mother that she's so bitter about. That feels like that was a very formative defeat for her, on top of everything else that she's been feeling. And like, it's clear that depression runs in her family, and her brother's struggling with it. Her mother obviously struggled with it. Poor kiddo. I like the kind of fun, playful, I mean, I say that, but like, there's some dark humor in her talking about depressed teenagers in movies. I don't know. Her sense of humor reminds me of friends I've been close to in the past, so she shakes her head. Blanking out your mind with substances is what my mom used to do, not me. Okay, so like, as much as Solana has been in love with Tange since before she realized she was in love with Tange. Not that I would know anything about that as a kid growing up with a best friend who has some things in common with Tangent. She knows. She knows Tangent's not interested in her. Tangent has been so uncomfortable almost every single time she's made any sort of overture. The only time Tangent didn't seem uncomfortable was during the one time that she couldn't help herself when they were sitting together. I don't remember what the circumstances were, but they were sitting together in one of those scenes, and I think Tange leaned against her because she was tired, and Solana couldn't help herself and got a little bit romantic and flirtatious there, and Tange did not respond badly then. But Solana knows that Tangent doesn't want it, and she knows that she shouldn't. You know, it's hurtful when somebody has told you in no uncertain terms, "I'm not interested in you. Please don't do that again." You try really hard not to make it their problem that you're interested in them. Additionally, like, this does not feel like the time, and this kind of line does not feel right. It doesn't feel in character for Solana. She wouldn't talk that way anyway. This is something Rex would try saying, except I think that Rex actually has enough empathy to know that that might not go over well here. But it doesn't fit. It's a line. Tangent is not the sort of person you use a line on. This is not the time. She very rarely shows her vulnerability, and here she is confessing something really, really hard for her to say. How on earth would this be the appropriate thing to do or say? It's inappropriate for the situation. It's inappropriate for Tangent. It's inappropriate for Solana. We are not choosing that answer, but I'm having feelings about that. So I'm gonna go with this, which is she's probably not gonna want to talk about it either, but this is what Solana would actually say. Do you want to talk about it? Yeah, if they were already girlfriends, or if it were intended clearly as like a joke, because you need something lighthearted to take your mind off of it. So like, like sometimes people will playfully flirt with you in an over-the-top way that's not meant to be taken seriously, and it's meant to be funny, and it's a safe thing to do because you know that they don't mean it. But that is not their that's not their dynamic. That's not how Tange responds to things. That's not who Solana is. So we're gonna go with the not flirtatious thing. Do you want to talk about it? Tange smiles, self-effacing, and doesn't look at you. I don't think so, she says. Maybe. Will you sit with me? You lie down beside Tange and watch the gentle revolution of the sky for a few minutes. You can feel the caginess seep out of Tange as you lie there in silence, until finally she speaks. Do you ever think about humanity? She asks, slowly. The thing is, Tange is doing what she's doing to try to help people because she does care. In her own way, it's just, I don't know. Humans are such a glorious, beautiful, utterly self-destructed thing, she continues. They only ever create by destroying, and in turn they hasten their own demise. Tange finally looks at you, her hollow eye lighting up her cheekbones. She looks gaunt. It was the belief in human supremacy and unchecked innovation that doomed humankind on Earth, she says. Does it seem we're going down the same path here on Vertumna? I'm glad to hear somebody else say this, because this is something that's been bothering Solana for a while and bothering me, and I've sort of been trying to figure out how to bring it up with people. So I can either say, so what if we are? This is our home, or I believe we can do better here. Solana wouldn't say, so what if we are? Like, if we are causing our destruction as a species by destroying things around us, like, Solana has seen our species being destroyed on this planet in very personal ways. And she also very much doesn't have the, it's ours, so let's take it attitude. She's had too many moments of near connection with, like, the native species on Vertumna. So yeah, I'm going to say, I believe we can do better here. I don't know if we will, but we could. We need to. And yeah, no, I appreciate that the characters aren't just like, this is the one that hates the planet. This is the one that loves the planet. This is the one who wants to be good to the animals. This is the one who wants to kill all the animals. Like, it's not that simplistic. And I think that's, honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm able to role play with this game, is that I feel like the characterization of the NPCs is not simplistic. It's varied and detailed enough, and your responses and your ability to interact with the story, with the world, with the characters also has that level of complexity. I really appreciate that. Other games do not necessarily always have that. So Tange has kind of gone back and forth a little bit. And she's kind of had, like, screw this planet. She's also had, like, screw this body. Like, she's very conflicted. And it's interesting to see because Dis also has, I mean, he has existential depression right now about how we're all going to die, and also we're destroying this planet. And he does kind of love something about the planet. He loves being out in it. And I wonder if I'd be able to patch up the relationship between the twins, if I can get us all trying to heal the planet together. If I could give Solana a good ending right now, which I'm not going to be able to, but if I could, I think that would be what it would be. We could run off and be a little, like, polytriad in the woods taking care of the planet. But that's not going to happen because Tangent is not interested in Solana. She's trying so hard to get over her. She's trying so hard to get over her. So I'm going to say I believe we can do better here. Oh. -1 helped Tangent. I don't know what that means. I know that I've had a number of conversations with her about various things, but that seems ominous. I don't know. It's the in-character thing to do, so we're gonna go with it. It's okay. Even if you do know what that means, don't tell me. At this point, it's just basically the game just said, the game will remember that. So I have affected something. And to be fair, I have been trying to talk Tange down from various things, and I don't know whether I've seen question marks pop up or question marks get slashed through, but I know that it's been consequential. Tange takes a deep breath and lets it all out. I think so too. I just don't know how. I don't know if any of us do. We're only human. Sometimes I wonder, she continues, then pauses. Sometimes I wonder why we even sent humans to explore space. Given our track record, you would think perhaps an artificial intelligence would have been wiser. No ego to get in the way. No questions about ethics or morality. After all, we learned in Earth history that when human colonists traveled from Europe to the Americas, they nearly killed everyone who already lived there because they spread disease. Yeah. Tange looks at her hands. I just can't help but wonder if we're doing the right thing. The hatch to the laboratory clangs open and Tange jumps. There you are, Instance says, just her head and shoulders visible through the hatch. Have you finished recalibrating that strand sequencer yet? It is really interesting. Like, you can see their designs. It is very clear this is the person that Tange has patterned herself after. Her outfit is almost exactly the same. Tange scrambles to her feet and brushes off the seat of her pants. No, not yet, she says. I was waiting on the results from BH4316 and... Instance clicks her tongue against her teeth and raises a hand to interrupt Tange. They're ready, she says. I need that sequencer ready for the G4100 samples. Her eyes flick to you. If you're done, she adds icily. Okay, I don't know what Instance's deal is here. She showed some compassion to Solana last time when Solana lost her father. And it's clear that this is taking its toll on Tange. And something that Instance has done in the past has kind of made me think that she's aware that Tange is overworked and overstressed. But I guess not. Like, what does she think is going on here? Yes, ma'am, Tange says, cowed, and slides into the hatch after Instance. As her head disappears past the roofline, you catch a fleeting hint of an expression on her face you can't name. Well, have you seen my delinquent brother? Tange asks, already agitated. He was supposed to appear for his vaccinations before leaving on expedition again. Dr. Instance messaged me like I am his keeper or some such nonsense. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. I am done minding him. If he wants to cough up flower petals for 3 weeks or whatever else you mind is out there just waiting to infect us, he's welcome to muck around and find out. I have maxed out my friendship with her, so I shouldn't give her more flowers, but I like her. She's my friend. I'm sorry, Tange. I might have said or done the wrong thing, but I did the best I could do. I did what was in character for Solana. All right. She's so pretty. Oh my god. I don't really care for aliens, Mars says, examining her nails. Why would I? Humans are far more interesting. And if the aliens are so cool, why don't they have cities already? She tosses her hair. Checkmate, aliens. I can't even tell how much of this is she's actually serious about and how much she's just running her mouth. Here, take a flower. Whatever. I guess we're friends. We'll be friends. Oh, Cal! He's got scruff. I guess I did hit a friendship point with Cal. Alright, let's see what's up with this. There's a lot of moments happening this time around. You had plans to hang out with Cal today, but when you arrive at the Geoponics Dome, it's worryingly dark inside. You fumble around in the red emergency lighting until all the lights come back on with the heavy ka-chunk of a breaker being flipped. You blink into the sudden blinding light until the figures of Cal and Chief Engineer Instance resolve themselves in your vision. Absolutely no more of that, young man, Instance scolds Cal as he cradles his hoverboard in his arms. The power grid is not your plaything. I understand, Auntie, Cal says. I'm sorry. Instance mutters to herself as she passes you. Honestly, all of this over a toy. Is she trying to make herself the bad guy of this section? I mean, honestly, she's probably really stressed out because of Lum. Hey, Dudette, Cal greets you. Sorry, I meant to meet you outside after work, but... He looks down at his hoverboard. My board wouldn't start, and I figured it was maybe out of juice, but when I plugged it in, it threw off all these sparks, and then the whole power grid shut down. I don't like the sounds of that. Cal's shoulders slump. I was going to ask Dr. Instance to take a look at it, but she told me she doesn't have time to fix a dumb toy. So, fortunately, I have 1 billion points in engineering, so I can help him with it. Let me take a look at it. I only need engineering 25 or greater. Psh, I'm going to take my engineering 100 plus. Thank you very much. Well, okay, Cal says, slowly, handing over the lifeless hoverboard. I guess you are pretty good at fixing things. Solana desperately wants to fix things. You open up the hoverboard and poke around in its guts for a little while. After about 20 minutes, you think you have it figured out. You rewire it so that power no longer flows through the burned out capacitor. Stick a little duct tape in there and close the casing. I sure hope I don't get my friend Cal hurt by messing with his vehicle and then it breaks. More friendship with him. I got a memory. Fixing rundown tech. Value is wild. Those are always fun. Cal takes the hoverboard and cautiously flips the switch. Et voila, it floats. It hovers, even. Radical! Cal shouts, then covers his mouth with his hands. I mean, this is totally cool, Solana. Thank you so much. Yay! I did good. To celebrate, Cal lets you take the first spin on the board. Whoa! It bucks like a wild animal under your feet, and Cal catches you as you stumble off it. Careful, he laughs. That first step is a doozy. Okay, well that's good. I'm glad that I fixed his hoverboard. He deserves that. Cal is taking a break in the shelter of the Geoponics Dome. As you approach, you see him tossing crumbs from his lunch into an area of uncleared scrub, and as you get closer still, you recognize the glinting of a Hopeye's iconic 4 eyes. Shh, Cal says, holding his finger to his lips. This one's got a little clutch of baby hop kitties somewhere. I've almost got her trussed so she'll show me the back to her nest, and then I can move them outside the walls. Oh, that's cute. Okay, well, I'm gonna give him some food, and he's excited. All right, well. Oh, look at that! Rex! Rex. I have something for you, Rex. Rex, I found a log. Rex, let me give you a log. I got you a present. Yes! a point for Rex's construction project. Oh my god, his kissy face, so ridiculous. All right. I keep trying to tell myself that not everyone needs to fight the aliens, Anemone says, looking up the colony road to the garden and geoponics domes. But I can't stand it when Cal talks about how we all gotta sing songs and get along. He's so stupid. Oh my god, Anemone. I do like that she still talks like Anemone, you know, even though she looks very different. Okay, there's not a lot we can do at this point. We do have to rest. If we rest... The thing is, I can do one more thing. My stress is 85, so I can do one more thing and then rest. But I can't do... going out there. Oh, Dis had a bubble. Oh, you're right. I forgot I haven't talked to Dis. Well, this, I'm sure everything's going to be fine. All right, let's see how this goes. I guess a lot of these, I wondered why some of my friendship things didn't seem to be triggering, and I think it's because they needed to be this next level of maturity. So let's talk to Dis and see what happens. Hi, Dis. You spot Dis about to head out on expedition. He's carrying a full backpack with a second one at his feet full of surveying equipment. As you approach, you realize he's writing in a notebook, an actual notebook with paper and everything, braced on his knee with one foot on his equipment. He looks up at you as you approach and closes his notebook, slipping it into the jacket pocket over his heart. Oh, hey, Solana, he says, and tucks the pen behind his ear. Are you coming too? That's cool. Maybe we'll be posted near each other. I'd like to. We'll see. Oh, he does have a flower in his hair. Oh, I like that. There's something I was going to say. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? I don't remember, so it must not have been that important. Okay. So we're going to say, nah, I just came to say hi. Or what were you writing? I don't know that he's going to listen to me. Well, let's see what happens. What were you writing? Just stuff, Dis says dismissively. I like writing on paper. It feels more real, you know? And it's more private than having everything on your holopalm where people could find it. You beg him for more details. Dis huffs through his nose, but he looks amused. Just stuff, he repeats. How I'm feeling, what the weather is like, what people are doing around the colony. I like observing people. Me too, Dis! Me too. I do like that he does actually kind of tell her. There is this warmth between the two of them that's developed now that I really like. It took so long to get his trust, but now that I've earned it, like, I can push a little. Like, in the past, I could have pushed, well-meaning pushed, and he would have distrusted her and, like, shut her down and kind of pulled away more. But instead, like, she's still doing the annoying meddling thing because that's who she is. But he finds it endearing. Like, she's like, come on, just tell me. And he's like, that's my friend Solana. There she goes again. And I like that. It feels earned. It feels developed. It's good characterization, folks. These writers are good. They do good. They do good writing with good characters. A+. Sometimes I pretend I'm an alien, he continues, and I'm studying how people act so I can blend in. Oh no! One of the advantages of really liking to watch people is that you get better at being a person by learning from them. It's one of the advantages of reading books too, although sometimes books are not the most accurate. And so if you act too much like characters in books or talk too much like characters in books, people will treat you like you're weird. When I was a kid, I got told I sounded like a walking dictionary. So that was fun. Anyway, there's reasons why Tanch and Dis are the characters that I gravitate towards. Okay, so I can either say, you're human, though. Or, can I see? Or I could flirt with him and say, do you ever write about me? What do I do? What would Solana do? Solana, what would you do? So he's very shy about physical contact. That's definitely something that he does not want to have. Or at least he does not want to have it fast. Maybe he'd eventually be okay with it slowly, a little at a time. And yes, that does appear to be. But he's grown out a chunk of hair and then bleached it with stripes that he's dyed various colors. Although they're the same colors that naturally are the shine in his oil slick hair. So pretty. I really like that idea. I want to draw a character whose hair is colored like Dis's. But I would probably draw a pinup of a girl. Sorry, Dis. My days of drawing pinups of boys are over unless someone else asks me to, which, to be fair, is what it took to get me to draw pinups of boys back in the day too. So, you know, whatever. It's fine. Lauren can draw a pinup of a girl as a treat. Anyway, what would Solana do here? I don't know. I'm gonna pick the wrong answer, folks. Do you mind if I wind up loading in a conversation here? I put a lot of pressure on myself to try to 100% S-rank conversations in real life. And I do the same thing in video games if I let myself. Okay. So, this may be the wrong choice. But I can justify it. And then we can load if we need to. So we just had the secret admirer thing not that long ago. Solana is interested in him. She is also still interested in Tangent. I'm not gonna lie. So I think on some level, having had that very frustrating encounter with Tangent, where she wanted to help Tangent and is not sure that she did at all, but also like remembering like she's never going to be able to have Tangent. Tangent is off limits. Like that's done. I think on some level she's like, well, but there is still one of the people that I like that seems to be reciprocated. We've kind of talked about this a little bit. So I think selfishly, she kind of does want to reassure herself that, oh yeah, Dis is interested in me. But also like they just had this like comfortable, playful thing where she's like been teasing him, like, tell me about what you're writing. Tell me about what you're writing. And he's like, oh my God. Okay. All right. No, Solana, you don't get to read my diary, but it is a diary. I will tell you that much. And she's like, yes, yes. I got closer to him. Look at that. So I think she's going to push her luck because also, frankly, like, this is how conversations like this go. Are you writing? What are you writing? What are you writing? So we're friends, so I can tell you. I'm writing about people. Well, do you ever write about me? It's what you say. It is where this conversation goes. Now, Dis is not a character in a rom-com, so that may not be the right answer for a conversation with him. But it feels like a natural flow to the conversation, and it's playful enough, and he didn't shoot her down, that we might be able to get away with, like, do you write about me? And he might blush and be like, but not, like, necessarily bad. Because we've had a bunch of things where he, like, blushes and gets flustered, but doesn't seem to mind. So we're gonna try flirting with this and see what happens. You ready? Yes! Perfect! This is exactly what I wanted! Dis goes red and ducks his head. Well, sure, he says. You're part of the colony, right? And you're my friend. So of course I write about you. You're about to ask to see, but you're interrupted by Utopia calling for all hands to board the expedition vehicles. Dis stoops to pick up the surveying equipment, then he's gone without another word. This is probably still not the right answer, but that's the answer. It's probably not the right answer, but I think the one I'm gonna have to pick. He must not want you to know what he's writing about you. Curious. I'm sorry. I feel like if Solana had been in a slightly different mood, you know, if she'd been in a slightly different mood, she might have been more focused on reassuring him that he's human, or talking to him about that, pushing a little harder there, because that is something he does need to be reminded, that he matters and people care about him, and he is, like, for all that he may feel disconnected from the colony at large, he's not disconnected from everyone, and there are people who love him. But Tangent, excuse me, I was just thinking about the two, like, Tangent does love him, even if she's not, neither one of them is good at interacting. No, Solana, if Solana were an adult trying to maturely make the best choice to try to help everybody and meddle effectively in everybody's lives, she might have chosen differently. But she is not. She is a teenage girl with a crush. And maybe slightly unhealthy attachment. So that's fine. So the thing is, one thing I've learned from this game is that there will be delayed consequences for things that you do. Yeah, that was the 91, I think. There are delayed consequences sometimes. So you don't necessarily know how a thing that you do or say is going to shape something, but then, like, down the line, it has effect. Like, for example, not helping Nomi with their story had a consequence. So we will see what that does or doesn't do. Okay, well, I would go out and hang out with him, but I probably should rest soon. Yeah. I'm not... Darn it, why does it keep doing that? My mouse is having trouble. That's weird. It was having trouble showing up. Okay, so I am injured and should rest. I don't get to go foraging. So I guess we're gonna actually have to rest. And then we will. So I could befriend Rex more, or I could go rest on the wall again. I'm trying to 100% my relationship with Dis. And it just... Thing is, like, it's kind of run out of things to show me there, whereas there might actually be events if I go hang out here with Rex. And you know what? Actually, you know, Rex and I are actually friends. We've been bonding as friends. In Solana's mind, she's trying to keep it so that we're befriending each other as bros. So he's like, not, like, please stop that, sir. I am not interested in you. But yeah, no, I think her relationship with Dis is going well. So yeah, let's go rest inside and hang out with Rex, shall we? See if we get another scene. We might not. It's also possible we could get another rest on the walls now that we're in the next round of aging. But I don't know. So let's try relaxing in the lounge with Rex and see what happens. Dis and Nomi are an unlikely pair, but you can see it. If anyone can power through Dis's gloomy exterior, it's Nomi. When Dis actually talks, it's usually about aliens or mind control rays or zombie fungus, and Nomi loves that kind of stuff. You often see them chatting, Dis looking a lot more at ease with them than with anyone else in the colony. Oh no. Oh no! Solana does not need another reason to not like Nomi. No! No! I mean, part of why Solana butts heads with Nomi is I think that Solana wants to be a creator. Solana wants to be an artist. Solana wishes she could have just been like Nomi, been encouraged to do... It's not that her parents discouraged her from her creativity when she was younger, but she didn't have as much opportunity, and then she kind of got all soured on that because she was always aware of the practicality of things, which is why every time they talk to her about her career path, I have to clarify there's the answer that Solana gives, and then there's the answer that's inside her heart, and these are separate. And I feel like Nomi is on path to be what Solana wishes she could have been. And I think that's part of why she's so hard on Nomi, if that makes sense. And so of course Nomi connects with Dis the way Solana connects with Dis. Like, Nomi and Solana do have similarities. If they had grown up in the same situation, in the same circumstances, they would have been very similar, I think. I think Solana kind of resents that she didn't get to hang on to her own innocence. And yes, this scene does feel like if you have not connected with Dis, here is somebody else who is. So if you don't connect with Dis, at least if you don't befriend Dis winds up with a friend eventually. But as it is, this is a little knife in Solana's jealous chest here. She's not special because she can get through to Dis. Here is Nomi, that insensitive, thoughtless kid who just indulges in their imagination. They just do creative stuff. All they want to do is be an artist and make stuff and not do anything practical with their lives. Which is exactly what Solana wishes she could do. This is not at all what the game intended. This is an emergent experience that we are having based on the character that I have cultivated over the course of playing this game. Isn't that fun? That adds a whole nother layer that is not present in this scene as written. Isn't that neat? That's neat. But it doesn't feel entirely out of place. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of giggling. Do you have to stay in here to be able to get rid of your low-level cards? Man, that's why it never offers me to get rid of my low-level cards, because I'm always out on the roof. We're gonna get rid of giggling. We're gonna forget giggling. Yes. Oh. It's your 17th birthday. But it's not just your birthday. Quiet is a time of new growth, a celebration of life and hope. Not for just this year, but for humanity's presence on Vertumna for years to come. You and your friends are the symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you are the future of humanity. As you're all beginning to take your places as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw a party in your honor, the Vertumnan Youth Ball. Mars is organizing it, of course. You get an embossed invitation on real paper slipped under your door. I guess I could go, or party, party, party all night long, or nope, dancing is for dweebs. We're gonna have the dance sequence, are we? All right, well. Solana is not and will never be a party, party, party all night long kind of character. Dancing is for dweebs? No. If it were just the adults doing a thing, I think she would stand it up. I think she would say no. But despite herself, she's becoming friends with Mars. And so therefore, I guess I could go. I'll go. Dis isn't going to be there, so I don't get to dance with Dis, but maybe they'll have some custom art of people in fancy dresses. That would be great. I'd be very excited to see the art with more characters. Look at how adorable Solana is. Oh, she's adorable. Look at her smiling in that corner. Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Oh, no! I'm not a rebel. Okay, well, that's fine. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate, well, yourselves. And yourself, specifically. It is your birthday, after all. The lounge is all decked out. The decorations look expensive. Must have taken a lot of nanoprinter creds. Your friends are transformed too. Everyone is dressed up and looking like the young adults you're becoming. You can hardly recognize some of them. Mars catches your eye and waves, her bangles jingling joyfully. She looks like a model from her holo mags, every inch of her primped and painted and perfumed. Solana, happy birthday! I'm glad you could make it, she says, over the steady thrum of the music. Drinks are over there. Make your song requests a congruence and take off your shoes. You look down at your boots, then back at Mars skeptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop, just like Earth, duh. Incredible. Oh, man. They're like, hello, have you considered boys? If Mars wasn't right for you, we have boys for you. And yeah, I think that is what sock hop meant. So you go in your like bobby socks and dance in the school gym. At the refreshment table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food, of course he is. And Rex shoves 2 glasses of punch in your hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out one way or another. He winks at you. Yes, Rex, I believe in you. Although, depending on whether someone spiked the punch or not, this could be fun. Don't let them fool you, Tangent mutters, joining you. She smears a glob of something pink and meaty looking on a cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they're drunk, even if they're completely sober. To Rex, she adds, I mean, of course, that I am not going to suffer any bad behavior. That's really funny. Okay, so it is alcoholic punch. Well, that's fine. Rex grins as he pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition into his glass. Okay, no, it wasn't spiked. He's spiking his glass. Who says it's gonna be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party. The music changes to something with a fast pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls. Woo, it's time to dance. Okay, so I could either dance or just hang with my friends. What, pray tell, about Solana has ever given the impression that she is a dancer? She will play music. She's not a dancer, especially not because Tangent is here. Tangent will think that dancing is for dweebs. And Solana is not resistant to peer pressure in that way. Okay. I'm just gonna hang with my friends instead of dance. Oh, look who's here! He is here! Rex and Mars take to the dance floor, joined by Anemone and a reluctant-looking vase. You stay behind with the others to watch, still marveling at how mature your friends seem tonight. They've transformed, like grotty little grubs, into beautiful Dorbs moths. Dis shows up late and skulks around the outside of the lounge, eventually coming to pick at the food on the table. He keeps his distance from Tangent. Okay, so they're like, in case you didn't notice that everybody's got different portraits, we're gonna call out that everybody's got different portraits, so have fun with that. And I'm like, okay. Cal eventually heeds the siren's call of the dance floor and saunters over to join the others. You're left making somewhat awkward small talk about the food with the 2 siblings. Oh, game, do you even know why this is so awkward? Incredible. Yes, exactly. You have no idea how awkward, narrator. Plus, if I'm stressed, this is great. No, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. Are you ready to stick your foot in your mouth? Let's try really hard, Solana. I don't know how common it is for players to try to romance both of the twins. To me, it's the obvious only choice. But I don't know if it's actually uncommon or not. Yes, the stress is from Solana's heart rate is increasing because of proximity to both of the twins. And have you looked at them? Reploid and Beverly Crusher. But like edgy Beverly Crusher. Does it get any better than either of those? I wonder what his tattoo is. Oh, maybe we'll be able to talk to him about it. Okay. Nomi, who's playing DJ with Congruence, spins up something a lot slower, more romantic. Grab a partner and pull them in close, they announce dreamily. Or whatever distance you both feel comfortable with. They are adorable. It is really cute. Okay, so they and Rex, I guess, are like siblings. I guess they're the weird outcast children. Everyone else is being a good little soldier like they're supposed to, and these two are not. Everyone giggles awkwardly and shuffles around, feeling the intangible friction of teenage politics. Who dances with whom? Who makes the first move? Oh my god. No! 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 Solana? I don't think kissing both of the twins is going to get, like, I don't think that's what it's going to take to bring them closer together. Does the game know? Is this a common enough occurrence that the game considers that as a possibility? Or does everybody have this exact same awkward situation and I have added a special layer of awkwardness to it by being special and awkward? Oh my god. Okay, so I could talk to Cal. I could look for Tangent. Or is Dis still here? Obviously, I'm not gonna flirt with Cal. Not Solana's type. I'm sorry. I could try flirting with Tangent, but she doesn't want it. Is Dis still here? Tangent probably thinks that dancing is for dweebs. Tangent is not interested in me. She's not interested. She's not going to reciprocate. She doesn't want it. No, Solana, she doesn't want to dance with you. She doesn't want to kiss you. She's not interested in you. She is your best friend, and she tries so hard to be a good friend. She is there for you. Do not put her through this. This is Solana's mental dialogue with herself. Dis, on the other hand, she's kind of got a thing actually happening there. He wants that, kinda. Dancing is awkward. She's not a big dancer anyway. Because, like, why isn't there a flirt with this option? I think if there's an option to just talk to Tangent, not flirt with her, I think Solana would take it, but she doesn't want to put Tangent through it, especially because Tangent's already really awkward at the dance, doesn't want to be here. And what if Dis sees her dancing with Tangent when we're talking to Tangent and flirting with Tangent, when Tangent doesn't even want it anyway? Why even open that can of worms when Tangent doesn't want it anyway? Just look for the guy. Just look for your not boyfriend, Solana. We're gonna go look for a not boyfriend. Is Dis still here? I don't think things are about to get less awkward. Dis is standing over by the DJ screen, helping Nomi with the song selection. He freezes up when you ask him to dance, stammering an excuse, but Nomi gives him a playful shove towards you. Go dance with Solana, they say. I can handle things. Oh good, this actually increases my friendship with Dis. Well, that's good. Okay. Alright, well, I'm glad that Nomi is gonna ship these two. You know it's true. Nomi is exactly the sort of person who would ship two of their friends. Yes, shipping charts for their friends even. Oh my god. Well, and you have to remember who Nami's best friend is. Rex would be like, all right, Nomi, what kind of smut have you written about me? I want to read it. And Nomi would be like, I don't write smut about my friends, Rex. And Rex would be like, well, I mean, like, you could. I consent. I bet Mars would be okay with it, too. I'm sorry. This entire fanon is just unfolding in my head, and I love it. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, Rex is a shipper's dream. Oh my god, yes. Mars would be like, not that I read fan fiction or anything like that, but like, come on, Nomi. Really, I would blah, 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 blah. So like, if you were to write something with me in it, it should probably be more like this. And Nami's like, okay. I'm sorry. I'm really having fun with this. All right, well, let's go see how things go with this on the dance floor, shall we? Oh my god, yeah, Rex is all about that. Rex would be like, real person slash, real person not slash. It's fine, I'm down. It's fine. I think we haven't seen Rex exclusively be attracted to women, right? Well, pretty sure that he would hook up with anyone that he found appealing and pleasant. Like, gender's, I think, not a thing for him as far as preferences go. All right, let us go dance with... No, we haven't found out Rex's full name yet, I don't think. We'll take a look. I don't think we have. But we might have. My memory's bad. Dancing with Dis is a bit of a disaster. Neither of you knows where to put your hands, and despite spending the entire song looking at his feet, Dis still manages to step on yours. Look at his face. Look at his face. Oh my god. He holds you rigid-armed and rocks back and forth mechanically until the song mercifully comes to an end. Other couples don't seem to have your lack of chemistry. Whatever, we have chemistry, just not that kind of chemistry. Anemone and Vase have skipped dancing and just gone straight to sucking face. Dis stares at them for just a bit longer than is appropriate, then blushes and flees the dance floor. Okay, well, I knew that Anemone had a crush on Zuko, but apparently that's escalated, so cool. Let's see where that goes. After the slow songs, Nomi spins Congruence's music library to something with a little more bounce in it. The dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. But the tunes are abruptly interrupted by Governor Lum's here-speak hijacking the feed. He strides to the stage, flanked by Security Chief Rhett. Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison at having some buzzkill adult stop the music, but Lum just raises his hands and smiles indulgently. Man, I really hate this guy. Look at all of you, he says, young pioneers. I look at you and I see the future, not just of this colony, but of all humanity. You catch a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before. Rhett is not happy to be here. Rhett here, good man, a real good man, really the best of the colony. Shared this poem from a great Earth poet, Lum continues. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but damn if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight, on the eve of something really big. Hold on. He clears his throat and reads from his hollow palm. They got me. They got me. I was like, oh, we're just going to have a lighthearted bit and then have a couple of months to do things and then get on with the game. But instead, they got me to lower my guard and start thinking about the characters and shipping, and the characters shipping characters in game. But, all right. We cannot tarry here. We must bear the brunt of danger. We, the youthful sinewy races, all the rest on us depend. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountain steep. Conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go the unknown ways. Pioneers, oh pioneers. We primeval forests felling, we the rivers stemming, vexing, we and piercing deep the mines within, we the surface broad surveying, we the virgin soil upheaving, pioneers, oh pioneers. What is this, Walt Whitman? Poetry is not my specialty, unfortunately, and it's been a while. Oh, okay. It has his signature characteristics. If I got it. Well, very good, Lauren. Very good. Okay, so I can either applaud politely, silently mouth the word boring, or grumble and hiss. This is bullshit. I mean, Whitman's actually not bullshit. There's some good stuff in Whitman. And he does have quite a lot, actually, I think, that captures the an energy. But you know where there is bullshit is Lum. Lum is the bullshit. And I don't like the fact that he's talking about pioneers and something big with us. I don't know what he's got planned, but I don't like it, and I'm gonna have to see what I can do. Like, it sounds like he's about to volunteer us to do something bad for us that we won't want to do. He's volunteering us to be pioneers somewhere, somehow. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I don't like it. I don't like it, so I'm going to grumble and hiss. This is bullshit. Rhett looks a little pained, but Lum continues. What do you think that poem means, kids? He asks. Does it mean we should sit here in our colony politely waiting for this planet to make a space for us? He clenches his fist evocatively in the air. No, he exclaims. It means we need to get out there. We need to grab Vertumna by the balls and make it respect us. Oh, God, okay, no, this is not going well. He points to you specifically. I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you're old enough now to defend it. I'm asking all eligible fighters to join squads massing at expeditions, to get out there and attack those monsters where they live. We're taking the fight to them. No more hiding behind our walls. To your left, Vase and Anemone lead the cheering that erupts. Lum and Rhett leave, and the music spins back up again, but only a few die-hard partygoers still want to dance. Everyone else has broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are excited? No. Cautiously optimistic? No. Scared? Yes. Angry? Yes. Trying not to think about it? You know what? Solana is too full up on things she doesn't want to think about right now to not think about it. And you know what is an easier emotion to feel than a lot of other negative emotions? You could be sad. You could be depressed. You could be scared. You could be despondent. You could be lonely. Or, hear me out, you could be angry. I think it's safe to say, in this moment, Solana is angry. I don't think I need to expand on that. I think you understand. I think that we have been building enough at this point that that is clear. Oh, yes! Perfect! And my character's two of her closest friends are in immediately. Those are the characters that are here. This is how I know that I have been role-playing a consistent character. It's Cal and Dis. I got friendship points with both of them. Good. This is bullshit, Cal exclaims, causing a few heads to turn. They're not even going to try to figure out why the animals are attacking us. They're just going to kill, kill, kill. He waves his arms over his head. Aren't we supposed to be better than that? Dis clearly agrees, though much more quietly. They don't even know what's out there, he mutters. They have no idea what they're up against. The party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to your empty quarters, your birthday forgotten. You've always been told the colony was safe. Now, you know that time is over. Wonderful. Great. Good. Fantastic. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Well, I'm glad to know that my relationships, and I also think that Tanj has the same kinds of concerns, because of that conversation that we had. So I think that the characters that I have chosen, the plot that I have feels consistent, actually. I wonder if we're going to lead a failed rebellion against Lum. Hey, Cal. Cal is digging at the garden with even more passion than usual. Stupid soldier assholes, he mutters, throwing weeds into a growing pile. They think they're so important. Well, you know, it's harder to grow stuff than it is to kill it. Not that they would know. He sighs and lets himself fall back into the dirt. There's only a war on nature because we keep pissing it off, he says, gesturing to the pile of green weeds. We're an invasive species. Literally. We just gotta figure out our niche in the ecosystem, man. All right. Well, I don't know that my biology is ever going to get high enough to make progress with his radioactive plant. But that's fine. I got to talk to everybody. Why should I care for nature? Mars asks, flipping her hair over her shoulder. The only thing nature has ever done is kill my people. I refuse to be held hostage by a planet that doesn't want us here. She smiles, though her overall expression is dangerous. If nature wants to kill us, well, it's only fair we try to kill it right back. Okay. Well. You look over Nomi's shoulder and see that they're drawing a whole page dedicated to native Vertumnan plants. They look up at you and rub their cheek with the end of their pencil. I know we're supposed to believe in Governor Lum, they confess, but what if we accidentally hurt the planet? What if some of the super cool plants and animals die? They look down at their page. I just think it'd be really sad if that happened. Like, they're not young enough to have such a simplistic view of things. They are intentionally clinging to a simplistic view. Rex is staring across the colony at the garrison, watching the soldiers go through their drills. I'm not so sure about this war, he says, scowling. Seems a little bit like a bunch of big dick soldiers got it in their heads to start killing things just because they don't look human enough. He sniffs in derision. I'm more human than they are, and I'm part dog. Oh, Rex. I owe almost everything I am to Chief Engineer Instance, Tangent says. She sees me for who I really am. Tange runs her fingertips over her jaw. Without her, I would probably be as sad and as isolated as my brother, or as broken as my mother was. I owe her my life. I would do anything she asked of me. This is concerning, Tange. This is not good. No. You are sad and isolated. This, All right. Anemone already said that. All right, nothing new there. Yeah, 'cause I don't have a friendship with those two. Hey, Dis. The soldiers are assholes, Dis says, scowling at a group of them just outside earshot. They stomp through the forest like they own it. They kill whatever they don't understand. They talk about how they're protecting us, but they're only making it worse. I don't have anything to give you. I'm sorry. My bravery is not quite high enough. But it might get there. Has to be 80. It is currently 69. Could happen. Unlikely to happen, but could happen. I kind of want to go exploring outside while I've still got heroics. Even though, like, animals is the only one. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting some more toughness back. I do not care about combat. Well, unfortunately, nobody in my little rebellious group. Okay, so surveying the ridge, perception and engineering. Those are both already maxed. Foraging in the valley, perception and biology, which would help me progress with Cal. Survey the plains, perception and animals, bravery and perception. I don't obviously need any perception. I could use bravery, I don't know. I need to get bravery and persuasion. I don't know what you can get from these. Yeah, well, what I'm thinking about, since the stats have kind of maxed out, I'm trying to think what I'm likely to get from these. Like, I don't know how often... When I went to the valley and encountered that pollen place, that was during the pollen season, right? Because I think I might try that again, but that's a season away, so this is the first one. Or is it the plains? No, the valley is pollen. That's the next season, right? No, I'm just trying to make sure. Hold on, we're gonna look at the map. Okay, so the Prosaic Plains, that's the snow season, which is where we are right now. Valley of Vertigo. Have I been to the swamp yet? I don't think I can go to the swamp yet. Yeah, I don't think I can go to the swamp yet. Subaqueous. Is that? Yeah, and I'm trying to think. Okay, so there's snow, heat, pollen, and rain. Yes? Those are the seasons besides glow. So nearby is not anything. The plains are snow. Vertigo is pollen. Ridges is heat. So the subaqueous swamp must be during rain, which is rain is the season that's immediately before glow. Is that correct? Okay. Yeah, so I can pick and choose events too. Okay, wet season. That's it. And there's not a location that is the glow location. All right. Because part of me wants to go through them in their seasons. Especially now that I can pick and choose what I do. Known lands of Vertumna. I will be unlocking the swamp at some point. Because I really want to go to the valley during pollen. Let's go to the plains and see what happens. Gives me points and animals. Oh! Interesting, Nomi's here. Oh! Interesting! Okay, I guess I might go to, like, all of these places. Okay, this is probably gonna unlock the plains. You report to the expedition's tent not to find not just Utopia, but Security Chief Rhett and Vase as well. I just can't spare any more of my people, Utopia's explaining to them. You've already pulled almost all of the foragers, and we're already running skint crews in the ridges as it is. There's one person you can spare, Rhett replies, turning to face you. Hello, Solana. How'd you like to transfer into one of my hunting parties? Utopia tells me you're one of her best explorers. We could use someone like you. He indicates Vase. I need someone who can keep up with this one. Vase puffs his chest out proudly. Why do we need to kill them? Like, I would never kill a living creature is not correct. I'm not that much of a pacifist. Sure, I'd love to hunt is not correct either. So why do we need to kill them? Vase laughs. Because they're killing us, Solana. Keep up. He clenches his fist. It's the classic struggle between humanity and nature, he says. Nature's not all flowers and rainbows. On Earth, everything and everyone was trying to kill each other. For survival, for food, hell, even just for fun. I can't wait to bag a real trophy, Xeno, he chuckles, framing his hands like a painting on a wall. The first 10-point buck on Vertumna. I don't want to kill animals for fun, I'm going to say. Rhett scowls at Vase. You won't be killing them for fun. You'll be killing them to defend the colony. Vase rolls his eyes. Yeah. All right. Chat hat coming up. Is this a straightforward unlocking of an option? Or is this a choice with plot consequence? A or B? Because I assume that we're going to unlock hunting as a thing that we can do. Okay. The thing is, I don't want that unlock. Because I failed to unlock things before. Like, I didn't get the biology one. I didn't have the biology points to do the med lab thing. I'm not going to do it. The thing is, like, so I wonder if I even want to bother unlocking it because I'm not going to choose it. It will probably give me combat and toughness. And friendship with Vase. I don't want it. I'm not going to take it. Maybe I will regret this. But no. I don't want to hunt. Vase scoffs. Even if it was trying to kill you? I knew you Strato kids were soft. Didn't know you were suicidal, too. Not everyone's cut out for life or death situations, Rhett says, then turns to you. You know, Solana, it's not all killing, he continues. Sometimes it's about tracking and identifying dangerous creatures before they reach our walls. You wouldn't necessarily have to kill them. He holds up his hand. But you don't have to decide just yet. Talk to Utopia later if you change your mind. Okay. Cool. Great. Satisfying. Let's talk to Nomi. When you report for surveying duty, Nomi is here. It's their first day as a surveyor. Oh, good. They're gonna get in trouble. This might be good for them, though. They smile widely when they see you, smiling exuberantly. That's a little... the little editing thing, that's one of those things that you catch where you're like, oh shoot, I made my character smile twice in the same sentence. Oops, I have done that before. And with the amount of words that go into something like this, especially with branching paths, yeah. Oh, you two know each other already, Utopia says, looking to you, then Nomi. That'll make this easier. Solana, I'd like you to keep an eye on Nomi while you're out there, Utopia continues. I'm going to assign you the same regions for the next little while. Just make sure they don't wander into a nest of snap bladders, okay? Solana. Nomi, you're friends with Rex. And Nomi and Rex are close. Nomi is good to Dis, is befriending Dis. You want Dis to have more friends. It's good. You don't actually want to be codependent with Dis. That's not good. And Nomi encourages your relationship with Dis. This is great. You should befriend them, Solana. Come on. You know you have a lot in common. Maybe if they just grow up a little bit, they don't have to lose sight of who they are, but maybe if they get a little bit more grounded and have a little bit more perspective, you'll get along great. You have so much in common. It's like they're a younger sibling. So you can kind of help them get the perspective that they need to better exist in the world and be a better friend and peer to the people around them, while also keeping them safe, because you do value the creativity, imagination, and playfulness and youthfulness of them. All right. Yes. Solana has had this conversation internally, and now she can be excited about Nomi. Yay, hooray! Nomi cheers and gives you a high five. As Utopia explains to Nomi and some other new Helio surveyors about the surveying tools, Nomi starts to get bored and wanders a little way away from the group. Oh, that's right. Solana befriends all the neurodivergent weirdos. You see it happening, but are powerless to stop them from tripping and nearly landing in a nest of hop-eye eggs. They're just about to crash into the delicate spun glass cocoon when Utopia materializes as if out of nowhere and scruffs them by the back of the collar. Nomi, pay attention! Nomi giggles, like they don't even realize the danger of being stampeded by the upset hop-eyes beginning to gather around. Utopia ushers them back to the group before things can get trampoly. Nomi asks a million questions about the eggs. Are they edible? Do they have hard shells or soft? What is the cocoon made of? How long until they hatch? Utopia sighs. Just get out of here, you two, she says, before the cute little varmints turn ugly. Oh, Nomi's a little aware that things are bad, but not fully. Okay, well. That's exciting. There's an exclamation point here. That sounds good. We'll get a crystal cluster. We're just gonna like walk around and look at stuff in case we get our butt totally kicked. Oh, that's right. Each location has things. So I could probably get a ton of logs just walking around outside, which would be good for the Rex thing. Oh, here's Nomi again. Okay. I'm just gathering up stuff because there is stuff around. Then I'll go back and do the exclamation points because those are more exciting, yeah? So I realize this is maybe not the most exciting thing to see, but it's what I'm doing, getting slightly lost, but not too lost. They're very... Oh, look at that! Oh, I got a log! Heck yeah! Log, 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 log. Very good. Oh, there's the boss. Okay. Oh, but there's another crystal cluster. Okay, well, we'll just stick to the exclamation points, probably. For now, maybe? I don't know. We could do more. Because I wouldn't mind... Thing is, I'm not going to get that many points from things, but I could get some points in animals. Although I guess it's not points in animals that I can use because I can't hang out with Dad anymore. Alright. Man. They did a good job inventing an unfamiliar landscape. Okay. There's just a plain exclamation point this way. Let's go that way. I think that's sooner. So I think this is the right way. Then we go that way, and we encounter... I think I'm doing it... Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Oh, I'm doing it right. Okay, here we go. We'll try this one. You've been saved a few times from certain doom, or at least discomfort, and it can't have been a coincidence. Something or someone has taken an interest in you. You're being followed. You're beginning to get a feel for this place and its dangers, so the next time you hear the hiss-click of a nest of hungry snap bladders, you walk straight towards it, keeping an eye out for anyone watching you from the trees. Interesting, Solana! We're gonna investigate this someone watching thing. There! Just as you think you're gonna have to climb into the damn nest to get your savior to show up, you see a shadowy humanoid figure darting behind a tree. You make eye contact and you both freeze. His almond-shaped eyes widen in his not quite human face, and he slips away into the jungle. Not quite human, huh? Track him carefully. My perception is a little over 10, so I think we're good. Rather than rush after him, you use your tracking skills to carefully follow his path and sneak up on him. Ho ho! You pounce like a manticore and the two of you tumble to the ground. You pin his arms. Oh my god. I have encountered an elf. You get a good look at his face for the first time. The long, delicate features, the odd tone of his skin, almost purple, and his glittering alien eyes. Before he can answer your questions, you jump off him and back away. What is he? He's an elf. He brushes the dirt from his clothes and stands up tall. Very tall. You have to take another step back to get a good look at him. You catch a glimpse of a pale purple wrist under his tattered black sleeves, delicate like bird bones. I am a gardener, he purrs, and you're trespassing on my planet. Oh, good. Okay, well, we've got aliens. So this is not just going to be humans and the planet. I suppose we should have figured that this was going to happen. Let's see how well this meshes into the rest of the story, because they've done a good job of balancing like the very human element of interpersonal drama, both like small scale like interpersonal drama of friendships and relationships and feelings, and the larger interpersonal drama specific to the humans of things like Lum taking over and conflicts in the colony. They've done a decent job of balancing that out, like those two levels, and also balancing out this like this mystery, this big thing that's happening. But that's largely been something that serves and shapes people, like the human element. Also, you run some risks when the unknown becomes known, when the big great mystery becomes tangible and real. You risk losing some of the allure, some of the effectiveness. It's kind of like one of the downsides of saying like a number for how many generations or how large something is or things like that. So we'll see kind of how that goes, because this is a very different element that could potentially shape the story very differently. Because I was thinking that mysterious stranger that was helping me was perhaps a me traveling back in time, which is very grounded in the human side of things, and that is a science fictional story that is like questioning what it means to be us. It doesn't have as many, I don't know. It's like you can only add so many magics into a story. This is something that one of my grad school mentors explained to me. That you have to be very careful if you start adding more kinds of magics to your story. So this is a different kind of magic. And we'll see how well it meshes with everything else. It's okay even if it winds up not necessarily working for me. They do enough good things, they're good writers, that I might just be like, that felt like too much and didn't work for me. And you will hear all about it, but that does not in any way mean that they're not good writers. This feels like them taking a risk and being really ambitious. So he's clearly supposed to be attractive though. He's purring and he's drawn to be beautiful, and they're describing him as beautiful. He is not the type of character that I am interested in, so I do not have a reaction to this, but I imagine a lot of people would. Elves are very popular. Now that you can see all of him, you confirm he's definitely not human. Besides the purple tint to his skin, he's also just constructed differently. Human, but not. And taken as a whole, those little discrepancies add up to something that is decidedly alien. Like, to me, he looks a little too human to be as alien as they're saying, like, because they still want him to be attractive, and they're not going after the monster fuckers with him, so they can only go so far outside of normal human. Because if you go too far, you have to go all the way. You know? Like, those are your options. You either have a near humanoid, or you're appealing to the monster fuckers. I'm sorry, we can swear because they're swearing on this. Like, this game requires me to swear out loud, so I can use the non-edited version of that term. Monster lovers is the other version of that term, if we're not swearing. Oh, man. Okay. Well, no, but the thing is, like, even if he had, you know, he looks like the princess from Slay the Princess. Who also has this not quite humanness about her. But, like, even if he were more, he could be a little farther removed. Like, he could have, like, colors on his skin or horns. Like, he could look like one of the people from Babylon 5. And largely, I'm not an expert on the subject, so I'd have to consult with an actual expert on the subject, and you don't have to out yourself if you don't want to. But I don't know that most of the species of Babylon 5 count quite to the degree of monster fuckers, but it depends. But certainly Delen's people are not. But they're also, I think, implied to be closer to humans than the others. When you start getting into, like, more face masky stuff, like switching science fiction. Sorry, I know this is a big story moment, but you're just gonna have to deal with me talking about human, near human, less near human, and entirely not human. Because, like, if you get, like, the Ferengi, for example, or the Klingons, that's another step further removed. Where, the Minbari, thank you. It's been a while. It has literally been decades, I think, at this point, since I watched, or close to it, since I watched Babylon 5. I would like to watch the rest of Babylon 5. I've seen, I think, the first 2.5 seasons. But yeah, like, so the Minbari are close to human, just like the Vulcans are close to human. Like I said, the Ferengi and the Klingons and the Jakar and Londo, they're all another step beyond. Londo's not, like, his people are closer to human looking. They just mostly just have the weird hair stuff. But Jakar starts getting a little closer to, I don't remember what their people are called, but look, I remembered the character names. Aren't you proud of me? I'm proud of me. Narn and Centauri, yes, thank you. Like, and if you're not familiar with these, I'm sorry. I feel like I just, like, kind of, like, assume that people are going to be familiar with the same, like, science fictional touch points that I am. But if you're not, you can, like, look up these characters and you'll see what I mean. There is kind of, like, a continuum of, like, how far away you can get from human. And then I would go ahead and say, yes, to our knowledge, like the Vorlons, if you're into that, you're probably more in the monster fucker territory. Just like if we're going to go to Mass Effect, that's when you're more likely to know, right? I bet you guys know Mass Effect. The the Blue Girls. They are the Asari! What? Is my memory actually functioning today? Like, it's like these things aren't quite there. I'm, like, having to excavate it. But yeah, the Asari are blue humans. They're basically just sexy blue humans. Like, this guy counts. Like, they're about as far removed from humanity. But the, Garrus? There are a lot of people who are into Garrus, but Garrus is also kind of baby's first monster funker character. Okay. Like, there's people who wouldn't normally be, but they'll make an exception for him. But then there's a lot of people for whom he's an entry point. If you actually want to make a character feel alien... Oh, Chrono, so they're kind of like the Vorlons underneath their armor, huh? That's fun. The Quarians. Which ones are the Quarians? Are those Tali? And her people? Hmm. Okay. Well, that's fun. But yeah, so like, so you see what I mean? Like, even if we're taking the sexiness out of it, they look like elves under the suit and everyone hated it. I figured, okay, Tolly is literally the most wish fulfillment self-insertion character I have ever encountered in an entire video game. And I played, what is it, X-Men Legends? Is that the one with Magma or whatever her name is? Tolly is somehow worse than her, and that is astonishing, because how is that even possible? So, like, if you asked me what I thought the Quarians looked like, I would tell you that they probably look like perfect, beautiful, gorgeous elves. I would tell you that I didn't think there was a chance in hell that they would risk designing Tolly in such a way as for her to be unattractive to literally anyone. So apparently, in one more case, it's me versus the entirety of the Mass Effect fandom. I'm so sorry. I promise I don't want to just dunk on BioWare all the time. I have friends who work for BioWare. They're lovely people. I have friends who love BioWare games. They're also lovely people. I just don't like BioWare. Anyway, all that to come down to, like, you have to know what it is that you're trying to accomplish when you come up with non-human characters. What are you trying to do? What purpose do they serve? If attractiveness, if cross-species attraction is supposed to be an element, what does that mean? Are you writing a book in which you want mainstream characters to find this character attractive? Or are you giving one to the monster fuckers? You really need to know. Like, I've read some books. Shockingly, if you read Lindsay Ellis's novels, you would never guess which direction she's going with that. But no, and I've read a few books where I'm just like, oh, you were really hot for Garrus, weren't you? I've read multiple books where it feels like the love interest is just Garrus Vicarian. And one of them even named that character Vicar, and I'm like, are you serious? And that book was not even trying. That book was just reference after reference after reference. There was a character whose name was Samus Aran spelled backwards, and she was a bounty hunter in a not power suit. So, like, if you're gonna do it that way, bless you. Write your crossover fan fiction with a serial numbers line, like, filed off. Like, go for it. But you kind of have to know. So this is a tangent. Because this game, well, is, as we've noticed with the character designs, God, I cannot believe anyone didn't think that Tolly was just going to be a beautiful humanoid. I thought it was already confirmed in the first game that she looked like a beautiful humanoid. Like, that for me was just like a guarantee. Like, I just assumed it was established. I am, like, reeling from the idea that anyone thought she wasn't. Tolly was one of my least favorite parts of Mass Effect, you might be able to tell. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so sorry. At least Liana, they had tried to make a flawed character in some ways. God, I'm pulling all these character names from my brain. Maybe there is more in there than I thought. But yeah, so in this game, as we've just noticed by observing the character designs, as in many visual novels and visual novel descended games, these are meant to be romanceable characters. So they're gorgeous. So a maximum number of people are supposed to be able to find them attractive, I think. So, like, obviously he cannot only appeal to the monster fuckers, because as the popularity of Garrus Vicarian proves, there's a lot of them, especially of people who are specifically attracted to male characters. So they've decided not to do that. So they've given us an elf who's just a little bit weird looking, just a little bit elongated. His eyes are just a little bit too big. He's just a little too thin, just a little too tall. Doesn't really count as an alien. The monster fuckers would not even look at that, but it does maximize the number of people who find him attractive. And it may be that, I mean, most likely they're going to have something about like humanity being seeded by a gardener or something like that. And so we're actually all part of like the same origin, which is a lot of times what stories that do this sort of thing do. As it turns out that some ancient species seeded a bunch of us across the galaxy, and that's why we all have 4 limbs and mouth faces and stuff, or whatever the species have in common. So we'll see if that's what they're doing. He looks like he could be the brother of Princess from Slay the Princess. I'm not the only one who thinks that, right? Come on, look at him. Doesn't he look like he could be the brother of the princess? The Slay the Princess? That is a game I cannot play, but I've read a bunch about it and I love the art. It's great. It's so evocative, so creative, really cool. Okay, well, it's all right if you don't see it. I see it. For me, it feels like that because she has this exaggerated look. She's not quite human looking, even when she's human looking. She's not quite human looking because she's exaggerated. Okay. I'm gonna say you're an alien? Did I freeze the game by taking too long? Sim, mysterious man who appears when you need him most. Okay, here we go. You're an alien? He laughs, a light and infectious chuckle that sounds more animal than human. It goes on for a bit too long. You think he might be poking fun at you. Actually, you're the alien here, if you think about it. You do think about it. He's right. How does a chuckle sound more animal than human? I mean, they should just say it sounds weird, but that's okay. He jumps up onto a large rock and crouches, eyeing you thoughtfully. Let's make a deal, he says. Why do you keep saving me, but you haven't saved other people? Or do you save people who might come to disaster out here, but not if we bring the disaster to ourselves, I wonder? He speaks with an odd inflection, putting the wrong stress on things, but the words themselves come easily enough to him. I'm not supposed to talk to you, he says. It's against the rules, but since you've caught me, I can grant you one wish. He smiles mischievously. Is this a joke? So I can either say, I wish to know more about you, I wish for 1,000 kudos, or I wish you'd stop laughing at me. Guys? Little Miss Absorbent Brain, Little Miss I'm trying not to do well in the sciences, but I've maxed out engineering and I'm working on maxing out reasoning. Little Miss, my BFF in the entire world is the most scientist to ever scientist, and we bond over science and curiosity. Miss, my other friend / maybe more than friend, is also somebody who's also always curious and driven to know and see and experience things, and I require a degree of curiosity about things in order to be able to connect with somebody, which is why I have connected with some characters and not others. What do you think she's going to choose? She is a scientist. She doesn't care about money or being laughed at. She has encountered an alien on this planet. I wish to know more about you. Obviously. I mean, 1,000 kudos in AO3, like, sure, that would be great. I would love that, but she'll learn about this alien. I wish to know more about you. He gives you a sly look. In time, Solana, I hope he knows my name. He's up to something. What do you need me for, buddy? Probably, I don't know. I wonder if you don't encounter him, if you aren't trying to befriend the planet. If he counts on you to try to stop humanity from destroying the planet. If the wormhole is his, I don't know. Well, we'll see. My brain is bouncing around things a lot. He pauses and his eyes unfocus for a moment. Oh, he just got a phone call. He just got a phone call. He stares straight ahead, unblinking. Then he slowly stretches like a cat and stands up. Well, this has been fun, but I'm afraid duty calls. He doffs an invisible hat toward you. My name is Symbiosis, by the way. Or Sim, if you like. Okay. point of complaint. I've complained about it before, I'll complain about it again. This game is brilliantly written, the characterization is fantastic. The moments that are described are so evocative and clear to imagine even when they're not accompanied by pictures. The complexity of things is great. Why the fuck do 3 completely different, unrelated groups of people all use the exact same naming scheme? It's fine if it's the Vertumnan group. It's fine if it's our cult. But why do the people on Earth do that? Why do the Helios do that? Why does the alien do that? Hopefully they'll have an explanation. Otherwise, this will just be the one suspension of disbelief. And I'm like, I will handle literally everything else in this game because it's great. It's fantastic. This game is amazing. And this is a very minor quibble. It's such a good game. And the writers are so good. But why? But why though? Sorry. Symbiosis. He jumps behind the rock and disappears. Literally, he disappeared. You search all around and can find no trace of where he might have gone or how. I wonder if I should have gone back to these places more earlier, or if I couldn't have seen these then. Stars. You just met an alien. Yep, I sure did. Sure did. That's very exciting. Did not get any points for it, but that's fine. Who needs points? Nomi! Oh, wait. Oh, he's just hanging out! Oh my god, he's just hanging out. Hey, buddy. You're walking up a trail when you're caught by surprise. It's Sim, and he's running? You're knocked to the side as he pushes past you, running in the opposite direction with barely a glance. You shout and chase after him, but after a few seconds it becomes clear you don't have a hope of finding Sim where he doesn't want to be found. You turn and continue along the path, and around the next bend you spot a familiar face. Utopia. She's collecting rock samples with a pickaxe like an old-timey prospector. Who the hell was that? She demands. So you need to say who? I didn't see anyone. That's just my friend. Or, oh, just an alien named Sim. I don't think I want to sell him out to... Look, if it turns out he's responsible for my dad's death, I will take that up with him. But, and like, Utopia, I like Utopia. And she doesn't fully register as being with, like, one of the grown-ups in my mind, but she's still kind of one of the grown-ups. So, like, until she proves that she's trustworthy, I'm not gonna confide in her. Don't want word getting round to Lum. Although, probably if I say, oh, just an alien named Sim, she'll be like, gah ha ha, that's really funny, Solana. Solana's not gonna tell. Who? I didn't see anyone. Yes! The game picked up what I was putting down, which is I'm not gonna rat him out to you. I'm not gonna give you guys this. I don't trust the adults. Utopia squints at you. The man who just ran past? The tall guy dressed in black? How did you not see him? She hikes her pickaxe off her shoulder. Whatever, just watch where you're running, okay? The gravel's loose around here. And maybe check with Doc Instance. Get your eyes looked at. You agree, happy to be out of this conversation without any trouble, and continue on along the path before Utopia asks any more questions. You walk for a couple minutes before you see Sim again. He seems to be in good humor despite the close call. Oh, he says, leaning against a tree, it is tiresome to be so secretive. He wipes his eyes, brimming with mirth. It is such a pleasure to be around you and Dis and to not have to hide myself. Oh my god. He's friends with Dis. Of course he is. He sobers quickly. I do appreciate your discretion, he says. It is not the right time for the gardeners to be formally introduced. To do so early would cause a great degree of chaos. Yes, even the female surveyor, he continues. I do like her, but I have learned from my limited experience with your kind that adults of your species do not react well to surprises. All on the same page. I'm glad to know that Dis and I are in this together. It is good that you're here, though, Sim continues, as I do need something from you. Data. What? Sim holds up his hands. Please do not be alarmed, he says placatingly. I do not mean sensitive information such as personnel and defenses. I mean only the contents of your digital cultural archive. Like holovids? Sim smiles. Yes, exactly! Your holographic recordings of movies, music, books. Cultural artifacts only, I promise. You're gonna decide whether to let us live or die based on our art form? Is that so? Why? Well, Sim says, isn't it obvious? I wish to know more about your kind. I wish to learn how to... He struggles for the right phrasing. I wish to learn how to act in such a way that is not so discomforting to humans. I can either say I don't believe you or I'll do it. Okay, Solana. Do we think about this like, gosh, this makes me think of Nomi and Dis and how they both feel like they don't fit in with humans to some degree, and are observing others and getting their feelings of belonging from like in different ways. Dis watches people to try to learn to be better with people. Nomi sinks themselves into like works of fiction to have like a comfortable space that they feel like they belong. In either way though, they're both trying to find ways to be. And I think that part of Nami's problem is that they are acting like somebody in one of their stories, which people don't actually respond well to largely. Especially because a lot of stories are not, they don't design realistic characters who respond to things in realistic ways. So it's highly stylized for the purpose of conveying whatever like the story that they're trying to convey is. So yeah. Solana. Okay, Sim has saved her life multiple times, I think we've concluded. People just like when you run full force into them, no matter how many slices of toast you're eating. Amazing, Nick, amazing. So like, she would be... I would be suspicious. Would she be suspicious? She's distrustful of the adults. She would be concerned that he will watch our media and judge us, the worst of us, but she's like, well, I could control what media I share with you. Oh no, Solana, what if you show him stuff and he's like, oh, they think the only way to deal with aliens is violence, so I'm going to be violent to them. No, I think it would help him understand where they're coming from. Maybe she will think like if she's providing it, she can provide the context as she understands it, the good and the bad of humanity. I don't think he's gonna pull a Q here, but we'll see. Sorry, you're just gonna have to kind of deal with my... I am not an absolute expert, and I don't think of myself as being particularly science fictional, but I guess I've seen more science fiction shows than fantasy shows, maybe? Maybe they've made more science fiction shows than fantasy shows. Or maybe the fantasy shows tend to be romances or sitcoms, neither of which are my thing. But yeah, we're doing a lot of sci-fi. I'm sorry, this is what we're going to do. We're playing a science fiction game. I'm going to talk about other media. So yeah, I actually think Solana would do it. I think that she has faith in the beauty of the goodness of humanity coming through. That she thinks that if you're going to look at it, you'll be able to see that. But also, if we get condemned for our worst nature, I mean, look at what the other people are doing. Like she's hoping that he'll judge us fairly and that he'll know what to do. And also, frankly, she's really freaked out about what's going on with Lum and the violence against the planet. And so she's like, if you are in charge of taking care of this planet, if I work with you, maybe you can help. So yeah, I'll do it. Sim's gentle smile grows warmer. Truly? He asks, clasping his hands. Oh, I thought it would take a great deal more convincing. You are surprising. It's such a pleasure. Yes, I imagine he's probably expects to have to convince me that it's safe, because I shouldn't trust him right away. Maybe she shouldn't trust him, but especially because it sounds like he's friends with Dis. I don't know. She made a decision whether she should have or not. You tell Sim that you can likely find a mem drive in engineering and fill it with the data he wants. But you have a few questions of your own, but you request payment of another kind. And bid him farewell. You have questions of your own, obviously. I'm going to barter for information. Maybe we can start an alliance between those of us humans who don't wish to have violence on this planet and the caretaker of this planet. Maybe we can have an alliance and we can stop the violence and stop more people from dying. Maybe she can get to the bottom of why her dad and mom had to die. Like, there's a lot she wants to know. I don't know that she likes or trusts Sim, but she's decided to ally with him. So you have a few questions of your own. That's fair, Sim says. It must be frustrating to feel as though the truth is being withheld from you. Ignorance is not a yoke your kind bears easily. Please trust me when I say that my inability to answer your questions is born of circumstances beyond my control and not a lack of desire on my part. I have full faith that you will know everything soon enough. Oh, good. Did you bring what I asked? Sim is standing in the shadows, wrapped up in his clothes like he's trying to blend into the jungle. He looks like a vid actor pretending to be shifty. You guess he's asking about the data he asked you to smuggle out of engineering. So I can take a closer look at Sim, spying on a friend. Okay, let's do that. It's only fair that you observe Sim in the same manner that he often observes you, intently and while hidden behind a tree. You pretend to leave and double back and watch him from a short distance away. You hope you'll see what he does when you aren't around. I don't think this is going to work. I think he's going to be like, Solana, I know you're there, child. Sim looks like a human if an alien had to draw a human entirely from written description. Oh! Oh, that's why he's humanoid! That's why he's humanoid! Okay, never mind, that's intentional. Too tall, too long, his eyes too black, his whole posture too weirdly attentive. His hair is the most interesting part. So perfectly kept for someone who seems to live in the wilderness, and sometimes you swear it moves in ways hair shouldn't. Like the first time you saw a time-lapse video of a flower turning toward the sun. Okay, they have a reason. It has actually nothing to do with monster fucking. I'm sorry. But wasn't that a fun tangent to talk about anyway? Sometimes I get really worked up about a thing and then it turns out that there's something else entirely going on. Okay, so the reason why they gave it all away with that sentence, if an alien had to draw a human entirely from written description, this is, and that's presumably why his name fits the pattern. He has adopted an appearance and a name that will feel comfortable to Solana. Because he has observed humanity enough to have that information. You know, maybe like a ditto, yes. I don't know. Which kind of makes me wonder about other things on this planet. That's interesting. But that makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't even think of that. I feel kind of bad because I should have given the creators of the story that much benefit of the doubt because they are really good. But even really good writers sometimes have blind spots. And again, like, I was like, this character's gonna be romanceable, so he's gotta be hot. Like, that is a thing that was a factor in the character designs, I think. Excuse me. But it turns out that they had a reason. I shouldn't have doubted them. I shouldn't have doubted them. Okay. Next time something feels like it either doesn't quite fit or isn't quite worthy of the rest of the game, I will stop. I will stop myself before I have my immediate reaction to it. And I will stop and think, wait, no. These writers are more than that. What would they be doing besides the superficially apparent explanation? So, there we go. Lauren doesn't know everything. So his hair, sometimes you swear it moves in ways hair shouldn't. Like the first time you saw a time-lapse video of a flower turning towards the sun. That's so interesting. You watch in silence for nearly 10 minutes, but Sim does absolutely nothing. He tilts his head like he's listening to the wind, then he leans over to stare at a random patch of grass for far too long. Eventually, he turns to stare straight at the spot you're hiding. He purrs. Do you like what you see, Sugarbug? It's like he's trying to take the kind of affectionate names that my dad called me. Oh, I got more perception, which I don't need. I wonder. Because that feels a lot like... Oh my god, I have 20 friendship points with him already. Interesting. So I can either say, you know I do, which I'm not going to, or I'm just looking. He tosses his long hair over his shoulder and extends his hands, baring himself for your inspection. It is not a crime to be curious, he says. Why, I find myself very curious about you. You look your fill now that he's offered. You find yourself constantly drawn back to his deep silver eyes and the hypnotic motion of his hair. And within moments, you find yourself more relaxed. Oh, that's creepy. He's gardening me. Sim's faint smile fills your vision, blanking out the rest of your senses. Do not be alarmed, he says. His voice sounds like it's coming from the bottom of a well. I have the ability to induce a mild sedative effect in organic creatures. I find it useful in reducing their cortisol levels so that I may tend to them more easily. If you find it soothing, I would be happy to use it on you at your request. You have simply to ask. In other words, would you like for me to lower your stress levels? I don't like that. You remember the place that Dis and I found? That Dis is like, I feel better here? Yes. Yes, that is correct. That rock we found with Dis. Okay, excellent. Oh, can I talk to him still? Okay, could you help me calm down is a question I can ask. Take an even closer look at Sim. Oh my god, what? Sorry, my mouse is doing weird things. Okay, there we go, I got it. Need perception 80 or greater. That was weird. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna do this. This time you'll catch Sim doing something weird and alien. You send a survey drone to follow him and watch through your hollow palm as he heads into the forest. He comes to a still pond and crouches by it, staring intently into the water. Then, with a flick of his wrist, he snatches an eel from the depths and bites its head clean off. Incredible. That was weird indeed. Then he looks up at the drone and gives you a jaunty wave as if he knew it was there all along. He's doing something weird to gross me out. Incredible. Wait, does Sim usually eat raw living animals? Or was he just doing it because he knew you were trying to catch him doing something weird? Incredible. Yeah. Fantastic. Alright. Here, I brought you something. Okay, so I don't have the thing to bring him. So we're done for now. Done. Okay, so I could just wander around here forever, potentially. Let's talk to Nomi, shall we? Oh, look at that. There's medicinal roots, which I think Tange likes. Oh, and there's a crystal cluster. Alright, Nomi. You hear Nomi shouting for help nearby. I'm gonna run over there. I'm not gonna stroll over there. No, I'm gonna run over there. This is a younger sibling figure who's friends with my friends. You sprint to the sound of distress. My stress level went up. How much? I bet they're doing something dumb. So they are going to cry wolf eventually. But I'm going to continue taking them seriously. Nomi seems to have fallen headfirst into some kind of... Okay, they did actually. Nomi-sized flower. Is it eating them? It's engulfed Nomi's upper torso, its petals pulsing as it pulls them down further. You could use your plastic cutter to cut them out of there if you can figure out what part of the creature to cut without hurting Nomi. Nomi is struggling and you hear muffled sounds of distress from inside. You have to try. I'm gonna save Nomi. Animals challenge is low. I wonder if I'm supposed to come out here sooner. How come that's 15 and that's 18? 15, 17. Yes, that was actually Journey, sorry. Do you get more points for... Okay, +3 for 3 of a kind. +3 for 3 of a kind. Why does that give me extra points? It's only wild for the combinations, but has no actual value itself. Okay, got it. Thank you. Alright, well, we'll do this. 19 points is not so bad. Next round. Oh. $22. I think I can probably do okay here. Yeah, we'll do that. I think I can get 20 here. 3, 4. Okay, hold on. We're gonna try 5, 4, 3. It's not a super goal though. Can I super goal? What if I do that? That's a super goal. Look at that. I got a super goal. Wonderful. Beautiful. I got to use that weird card that I got. All right, we're good. Got 2 points to animals. Very good. You delicately slice the lyre flower at the underside of the base of its flower, which you guess is the creature's neck. Up close, it actually looks more reptilian than plant-like. Just a little nick, and the creature coughs and convulses. Okay, good. So I'm not trying to kill it. I'm just trying to make it spit them out. Nomi spills forth in a flood of digestive juices. Ew, 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 yuck! My outfit! Stupid flower! Nomi stomps and shakes their fist at the flower, which lurches away on a fat, snake-like body. All right, Nomi. Oh, Nami's little face. Well, I guess we could go to the boss right now. I could go have that animal encounter, because I'm not sure why I would want a particular kind of encounter or not. Because I feel like sometimes they're ones that aren't animals, but they have animals involved. I don't know. Well, let's try it, shall we? You hear Dish shouting from nearby to come quick and look at this! You meet up with Dish on a curiously clean part of the path. There's no twigs, pebbles, bits of grass, or the ubiquitous Dorb's moth scales that litter this area. It almost looks like it's been swept clean. And there, in the middle of a perfect circle 3 meters wide, is what you could only describe as a shrine. Oh boy. A hollow, waist-high structure made from twigs and packed spark snow forms the centerpiece, and around it are deliberately spaced piles of colorful fruit, flowers, and glittering stones, like an offering. I can say, did you make this? I can investigate it, I can stake it out and wait, or I can pray at the shrine. I'm gonna ask... No, there's no way that Dis would have made this. Well, I'm gonna ask him anyway. Just looks at you as if you started speaking in tongues. No, he says angrily. I know you think I'm weird, but not this weird. I didn't mean it that way. I don't like that. I didn't lose friendship points with him, right? Here, hold on. That's not how I meant it. I will totally load it. That doesn't actually affect anything, does it? If it doesn't visually affect his, okay. If it doesn't affect his friendship points, then we're good. Okay, sweet, good. That's important because I cannot. All right. As long as it doesn't like trigger a dialogue option thing. I'm so close to max. Okay. So I can investigate it, or I can stake it out and wait, or I can pray at the shrine. I want to investigate it. Okay, I'm definitely high level here. Let's stake it out and wait. I probably should have investigated it, but I didn't. That's fine. Total equals. It's 20. Let's continue. Talent show champion is good. All right. Let's see if we can super goal. Shall we see if we can choose super goal it? That's not a super goal. Oh, that didn't work as well as I thought it might. That's fine. I'm gonna see if I can super goal it. Hold on. 4, 5, 6. I don't really need the kudos. It's fine. We'll super goal this. Not that it matters. You hang out for hours but don't discover anything except how boring an idea this was. Dis takes a nap. You're almost falling asleep when something shuffles into the clearing. It's a bush bub. It crawls slowly along the path. It stops to pick up a pop flower. It stops to pick up a stone. When it arrives at the shrine, it carefully places the flower in the pile of flowers and the stone in the pile of stones. Then it picks up the stone and repositions it, just so. You wonder if this creature is somehow religious, or is it trying to attract a mate with this little show of decor? There's so much you don't know about the animals that live here. Oh, I got points in animals. I'm gonna keep exploring. Okay. I mean, maybe something would have been different if I had just explored it, but I'm not gonna get a lot of skills here. Since I can ask for my stress to be removed. I don't know how much stress he can remove. Oh, look at how stressed and sad Solana looks. Let's go to the one that had an animal. Let's go see where that other animal encounter was. Here we go, animal encounter. You spot some familiar looking fruit. Hey, you've seen this bush before. That's no rock underneath. It's all part of one creature, an arborescent photosynth, a bush bub. It pays you no attention, continuing to blend in with the rest of its surroundings like a boulder. Alright, just ignore it. Oh, that didn't do anything. Okay, yeah, no. I think all of these otherwise are things that I've seen before. So I'm gonna go see if I can find my friend, the alien guy. Was he back that way, or was he back that way? See if he'll remove my stress. So I will continue going out to these places. Oh, look at that. There's another crystal cluster here. Okay, we're gonna try this one and see. Oh. I feel like I've seen all of these towards the start. Okay. We'll go towards the start. Oh, there he is. I was like literally right next to him. All right, buddy. Will you lower my stress? Could you help me calm down? Of course simmers, stepping into your space. His cool hands alight on your cheeks, tilting your head to look at his eyes. Within moments, you feel the burdens of your day lift off your shoulders like a balloon floating away into the sky. Oh. Your consciousness reasserts itself sometime later, and you find yourself held in Sim's long arms. You blink away the brain fog and pull yourself together, thanking him for the experience. Sim smiles. It was my pleasure, Solana. Stay safe out there. Okay, well, that doesn't recover a lot. I assume I can only do the once. Yes, I can only do the once out here. Well, that's good to know. At least now I know. So I may just go ahead and go back. I don't remember what the easiest way back is. This is not it. Maybe this will recover something. Let's find out. Sometimes these ones that are off. Ah. Stop to meditate. There we go. There we go. I knew that there are sometimes things like that around. Sorry, Dis, but I'm making progress with my relationship with Dis, so I don't have to worry about that so much. Okay, I think. Oh wait, there's another crystal. All right, well this is good. The crystals will stalk me well. I wonder what'll happen then if I go to the area immediately around. We're gonna leave. Let's go home. Are you sure this will end the month? Yeah. Okay, let me ask, is there any reason why I shouldn't just go home at this point? Okay, I'm just gonna go home. Yeah, I don't think I care about events. I think I'm mostly just gonna care about the exclamation point events. Okay. So I got points of perception that don't do anything. Points in animals that will work towards nothing because my father is gone. And another point of friendship with Dis. I want to give presents to friends. I'm sorry, I don't want to stop just yet. Yeah, no, max perception is really good. Oh, I can have an encounter with Dis. Close to maxing out my friendship with him, but I suspect this is about the fact that we were both friends with an alien now. Hold on. He likes... Yeah, so he likes the medicinal roots, that's it. Okay. I'm gonna go give some gifts. We'll shut down soon, but not just yet. Oh. Cal and Rex are hanging out in the garden gazebo. You can hear their laughter echo through the garden long before you see them. Hey, Solana! Cal calls out to you, and Rex lifts his hand in a jaunty wave. Rex told me he wanted my help burying his bone in the garden, but when we got here, he said he must have forgot it back in his room. Can you believe it? Well, that answers that question. About our disaster bisexual. Rex shoots you a long-suffering look and rolls his eyes. Sorry, Rex, but I think you might be barking up the wrong tree there. At least not this way. Incredible. Incredible. Love Cal. That's adorable. That's right, Whooper, I said it and I meant it. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Is it too soon to give gifts? It is. You and Nomi are talking when they suddenly go quiet and look down at the ground. Seconds later, a group of Helio soldiers walk past you, ignoring you and Nomi entirely. Nomi picks at the edge of their sweater. Sorry, they mutter. Sometimes it's just easier if everyone pretends they don't notice me. Okay, yeah. Oh no. Okay, well I can't give gifts yet, but I will give gifts. Rex reaches above his head and stretches, showing off his lean body and its remarkable lack of clothing. He yawns and smacks his lips. Hey, Solana, he says, scratching his stomach lazily. You doing anything fun? Incredible. Oh my god. That's really funny. Tange is pouring something from a carafe? How do you say that word? Is that right? They could only be strong black coffee from the bitter scent. It was bracing at first, Tange concedes, but I have now endured it long enough that it has begun to feel pleasant, almost calming. Carafe? Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was 3 syllables or 2. Well, we can always ask a dictionary, when in doubt. The shame of being a person who grew up reading books and not hearing words spoken out loud. She regards the carafe with something like fondness. As I required little sleep, I doubt I will become dependent on it. Addiction runs in my family, you know. This, though, is an indulgence I can allow myself. Yeah. I mean, you do have to be careful. You can get addicted to caffeine, absolutely, but Merriam-Webster.com says it rhymes with giraffe, so carafe. Okay. Sorry, Nick. I'm afraid the dictionary might win this one. And look at us, we've all learned how to pronounce a word, except for those of us who already knew how to pronounce the word. I want to give her something, even though I can't go above her regular friendship. I could give you an egg. Anemone is smiling at her hollow palm and waves away a hollow message as you approach. I don't think I've ever talked to anyone as much as I talk to Vase. I feel like I can talk to him about anything, you know? I don't know, actually. He's just a real jerk to me and everyone else I know. But I will give you an egg in these trying times. You're a hero, Anemone says, taking the egg. And I'm starving. I'm gonna get the kitchen to cook this up right away. Okay, yeah, so she's no longer angsting over her brother. Screw you, Vase. I don't have any interest in talking to you. Alright, shall we go talk and see what plot thread we encounter with this? I know we're close to shutting down, but man, I like the music. It's so interesting. I love the way it bounces back and forth. Some discussion. Oh my god, Chrono. Why? I feel like we need to have a pun thing that just puns. I could have a button that I press and it just goes pun. It would have to go pun across this side of the screen because I wouldn't want it to mess with the story. But if it just like said like pun and just like pun went down, would that be interesting? Would you like that? I'm worried about Anemone too. That's true. Like thing is, Anemone does not have, like, she's getting over her trauma by throwing herself into something fully. And I don't think that the soldiers have been shown to be unkind people. Like they are, like, all the characters that I like, the soldiers treat badly. They're always giving Cal trouble. They're always giving Rex trouble. They would give Nomi trouble, but Nomi tries to avoid them as much as possible. Like, Vase is just awful to everybody. He insults everyone. Lum is their leader, and he's garbage at it, and just not a very nice person. And so Anemone has run into a bad crowd. But they're a bad crowd in an all cops are bastards kind of way. So, like, that's going to be a problem. So if I decide to rebel against things, I'm going to be fighting Anemone, which is going to be bad news. I'm building up some friendship with her, partly because I think that being there with her when Calm died, like, I think Solana does still feel a connection to her on some level, and I think Solana's worried. You've thrown yourself into violence, and you're dating this asshole, frankly. Not to mince words, but I feel like probably Vase has some sort of a tragic past, so maybe, like, there's a redemption arc for him if you play it right, because he's Zuko. But, like, Zuko is a little bit of a butt, and Vase actually is more of a butt. He's also older than Zuko. So, I don't know, I'm concerned about that kid. So we'll see what happens with Anemone. Let's talk to Dis. You and Dis are sitting on the tailgate of one of the expedition's vehicles, shelling bobber seeds with your teeth and spitting the hard bits on the ground. Now and then one of you points at something funny a passing surveyor does, or spots something under the mush trees. This is the easiest way to talk to Dis, by not talking at all. Dis has always been like this. Being isolated from the other kids has made him thoughtful. Out of everyone, you think Dis might understand about Sim, and be able to keep the secret. Do you tell him? Yes. Yes. Part of why Solana sort of trusted Sim at all was because she thought maybe he already knew Dis. Now, Dis hasn't trusted me with this knowledge, but Dis has been shown to be more discerning than Solana about things, so I think it is in character for Solana to tell Dis before Dis tells Solana. But let's see. I am very glad that this conversation is happening. And Dis would understand if anyone understands. In fact, Dis probably already knows him. So I'm going to say I trust him. You tell Dis that you saw something interesting when you were out on expedition. Dis perks up immediately, turning to look at you. Yeah, he asks. What? Yeah, friend. Oh, my friendship with Dis is now maxed. I met an alien, Dis. His jaw drops, and his face goes an interesting color. You're worried for a moment that he's going to be upset with you for teasing him, but... No way, Dis hisses, leaning in. But I met an alien too, Solana. What was yours like? So I can either flirt with Sim even though he's not even there, because he probably knows this conversation is happening. Or I can say, I'm not going to flirt with Sim. Not to Dis. I'm going to say, like us, but an alien? You describe Sim, his long dark hair, his big eyes, his faintly purple skin, the way he never seems to answer any of your questions. Dis stares at your face. Wait, you met Sim too? You nod, and Dis's hands fly to his hair. He said he met another human girl, but he didn't say who it was. It was you this whole time. Okay, so these are things that could have potentially happened further apart, perhaps if I didn't have as many points with Dis. But I was already close to maxing out my friendship with Dis when I met him, probably because I didn't go back to places sooner. I've been doing other things. All right. He made me swear I wouldn't tell anyone else, Dis says earnestly. It's a weird expression on him. If the Helios found out about the gardeners, they'd probably just try to kill them like they kill everything else. So we can talk about Sim, but we have to keep it a secret. Why hide him? So the Western Ridge ruins, or... Okay, this will be our secret. I'm gonna say, so the Western Ridge ruins. Yeah, I'm sure the gardeners are related to those ruins somehow. He shakes his head. I asked Sim if the gardeners built what used to be there. He said the ruins built the gardeners. He's always speaking in riddles. Okay. Some of the things that I've been thinking about this, the direction the story might be going, are they're bouncing up again. I'm thinking about again. Yeah, I feel like the meeting with, unless the meeting with Sim could be in a different zone, it may just be like not backtracking. But he wasn't in the pollen zone, so maybe it was that zone that it had to be. I don't know. But either way, This is the timing that we got, and it just happens to be that Dis and I had almost maxed our friendship, so I can trust him. I'm not gonna say why hide him. I know why hide him. The soldiers, obviously. So the ruins built the gardeners. I wonder if something here has to do with the topiaries. We'll figure it out. Okay, this will be our secret. Just nods, looking serious. Good, he says simply, then repeats it. Good. You go back to shelling bobber seeds in silence, watching the colony go about its business. Alright, well that's good. I don't even need to give him something. But I'm gonna anyway. My friendship with him is maxed, right? Yeah. Well, that's fine. I'll get more stuff to give more people, but... Okay. So presumably next month we'll get, or sometime soon, we'll unlock the... Well, maybe not next month, but at some point soon we will unlock the 100% friendship with him. Which is great. That's good. We'll get friendship points with... we're going to continue pursuing friendship points with Cal. He's so adorable. How good is my friendship with him? Oh, 66. Okay, yeah. That's pretty good. Thing is, like... Hold on. I'm just going to look at this. Okay, so Anemone, like, that's not going to really get anywhere, but we're not, like, enemies. Rex, the friendship with Rex will get higher on its own. My friendship with Rex is caught up to my friendship with Mars. Then I'll befriend Nomi a bit. I suspect I'll be able to get Nami's friendship up to 50. Rex, yeah, all three of these, like, we'll see kind of how it goes. But we are, I think, probably going to have to return to, like, I want to go to the pollen zone, but I'm going to wait until pollen, which is next month. So that's actually perfect timing. So we'll go to the pollen zone next month, and see what's up there, and then continue trying to befriend people. Because, like, now I have a mystery I'm exploring. I don't know where I'm going to get... Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. I'm going to go see if I can buy an engineering chip thingy to put my stuff on. Because I think I'm going to have to actually buy that. Is it the supply depot? Learning tablet. Vintage focus device. I don't know that any of these... Okay, so that just raises your reasoning. That raises your persuasion a lot. I do think I'm going to want to have the cool jacket at some point. Because just imagine putting that on. The cool jacket and the superhero cape together. Yeah, that's an idea. To get some money, though. Those are just things that I can see myself needing eventually. Oh, was it from engineering specifically? Oh, I guess I did say it was engineering. I think that Solana said it was engineering. Oh! Download data for sim. Apply to assist the doctor if my biology was high enough. Got it. Okay, so this is where those things come up. Okay. So I can download data for sim. On a sim card. I think that's why they did that. Let's do that before I forget. Sim asks you for data on human culture, television shows, music, books, things like that. You have unlimited access to Congruence's media archives through your holopalm, but for Sim it will be a little bit more complicated. You'll need to find a physical storage unit with enough memory to contain a chunk of the holo archives. I could steal one. I wonder if I could have a different option if I had more, like, robot skill or something like that. Let's steal one. Yeah. Go to the robot workshop. The robot workshop would be a good place to look. You sneak in. Nobody around. Good. Yeah, I'm getting more rebellious. You rummage around until you find what looks like a portable hollow unit in a drawer, then find a port in the wall to plug it into. An interface pops up with options to copy data onto the tiny drive. Perfect. You start by carefully copying your very favorite vids and games, then realize there is a ship ton more room on this tiny device. Oh, that's a swear. You sweep in several thousand more vids, as well as the entire contents of the school's Learningpedia. I wonder, because it's ship ton, if that's just a pun or if this is something you could have done quite a bit earlier, actually. As you slip the unit into your pocket, the congruence console above you suddenly flickers and lights up. What did you think was going to happen, Solana? I knew this was going to happen. Congruence is going to have something to say. I'm going to see if I can get her to trust me. Congruence seems amused. She doesn't sound an alarm, although you know you shouldn't be in here, but asks in a neutral voice, "What are you doing in here, Solana?" I can say I needed this hollow unit for school. I have points in persuasion. I'll see if I can pull it. Let's see if I can do this. Given that she is my school, I don't know if that's going to work. Because I could say, I just came to see you. Let's see. I need this hollow unit for school. You casually take it back out of your pocket and present it to her. You tell her Professor Instance told you to come get one and put some data on it. You're studying old Earth media and humanities. Congruence actually believes you think. It's hard to tell since she has complete control over her facial expression. She likes me better than she likes Professor Instance, so maybe she'll let this slide. As you leave, you realize the hole in your story. Why would you need it on a physical drive instead of just watching it on your holopalm? Congruence must have seen through your ruse, but deemed it harmless. Well, at least you're done. Okay, well that's cool. That probably won't have consequences. Probably not going to have Professor Instance coming through and asking me why I lied to Congruence. I'm going to save this. Alright, folks. I think it's time to shut down. We did good. We made good progress. Well done, us. So far, this has been a relatively lighthearted and exciting stream. Like, we had lots of fun. Lots of silliness. Few off-topic tangents. Some good character moments. Some rising concern. So we'll kind of see what happens going forward, but so far, I'm liking it. And I mean, obviously, I've been liking this game for the whole time I've been playing it. But like this has been a nice respite where like we've still got the serious threads popping up to remind us that there are darker overarching plot threads going on. But they gave us some pure entertainment value, and we're making progress with romancing with romancing this. I don't know that we're gonna be able to romance Tangent, unfortunately, but otherwise we could totally have a very awkward, we had an awkward moment. It was great. Fantastic. Yeah, so I think I will leave it here. Yes, so far nothing horrible has come of Lum's Lumnus, but it's about to. You know it's going to. We have like approximately one year, if even that. I would say we have about half a year to try to get things under control, and have a plan, and then things are going to start falling apart. And I don't know what I'm going to lose access to or what's going to go wrong, but I'm apparently befriending aliens in the meantime. So we'll see what happens. But I have a lot of points and point things, and we'll see how that plays out. All right, folks. Well, I'm going to go ahead and head out. Thank you all for being here. I will not be streaming this Thursday because I will be going to a Bit Brigade concert. But I will be streaming Tuesday and Thursday of next week. So the week after that, I will be taking